All right, thank you, Alan James. Thanks also to Coach Johnson and Dave Packer for the pregame interview. The Berries have won the toss, and they have deferred, so they will put their defense on the field first. So that will do it for the Mike Anderson Auto Group pregame show. When we return, we'll have the opening kickoff of this non-conference game, even though they're in the same conference. We'll talk about that as we go throughout the night. There's more to come live from Logansport. Welcome back to Logansport. First play from scrimmage. Lafayette Central Catholic with a handoff and nothing. They started the game at 6:59. We had it timed. If they'd started at 7 o'clock,
we might have got it.
They started a minute early, and we missed the opening kickoff, but Lafayette Central Catholic has it now, 2nd and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, Lafayette kind of caught the kickoff down towards their goal line, and I thought they almost stepped out of bounds. I was surprised, but the ref wasn't really looking at the sideline at that moment. But anyways, not great field position yet for Catholic.
2nd down and 10 for the Knights. They have it at their own 25-yard line. Back to pass. Pass is caught by Meester in the flat, and he is going to be tackled following a minimal gain. Well covered that time. Chris Devallier making the tackle after a gain of about a yard.
And, you know, Joe, we have pretty good weather tonight, but the wind is gusting up to maybe 26 miles an hour.
Yep.
So we're going to see how that affects the pass-heavy attack of Lafayette.
Only 1 yard on the gain for Lafayette Central Catholic. They have a 3rd down and 9, a big 3rd down here early, and I believe the Matt Lang penalty tracker is coming into effect on the very first series of downs. It's going to be a false start on Lafayette Central Catholic. So, first penalty of the night, a 5-yard mark-off, and that 3rd long is even longer now for the Lafayette Central Catholic. Down and 14. They have the ball back on their 22-yard line. They need to get to the 36 to keep this drive alive. 3 receivers split out wide to the left for quarterback Bobby Metzger, 6'1" senior. Lafayette Central Catholic into the wind here in this first quarter. We'll see what the Berries can do here on 3rd and long. Metzger back to pass, has plenty of time, has got a man wide open, and the pass is caught into Lafayette, into Logansport territory, inside the 40-yard line. And the pass is caught by Hudson Gutwein, and a breakdown in coverage, Davis. He was wide open, and a perfect throw by Metzger.
You said it, Joe. All of that right there. And, you know, Mike Johnson, the coaching staff, knows that the Berries haven't truly been tested this year. They've been able to kind of manhandle the teams that they've been playing. And, you know, they're kind of a run-heavy team. They do a lot of that in practice, too. So covering these receivers and keeping track of this quarterback is going to be tough.
44-yard gain in Lafayette Central Catholic. Sorry, 1st down and 10 at the Berries' 34-yard line. Now a big hole for Meester. Cuts it inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28-yard line. Quincy Jackson, Ellie Baldini, Deegan Kitchell on the stop. What a solid gain for the Knights. So it started out great for the Berries. 2 good stops and a penalty put the Knights in deep down in distance, but a 44-yard completion has changed the entire complexion of this opening drive. And the Knights have it now 2nd down and 5. They have it at the 9-yard line. Now Metzger fakes the handoff. His pass is complete inside the 20, inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. Jackson Kane on the reception. And it has been very easy on the pitching Knights. And they are in the red zone, and they're going no huddle, keeping the Berries defense on their heels here in this opening drive.
And I think that's something that they do a lot is the no huddle. And I'm sure they had some scripted plays that they're running right now that are their kind of go-to opening plays. And so far, so good for them.
And the wind has not been a factor at all with the Knights in this first quarter. Metzger back to pass. The pass is deflected. It is up for grabs, and it is almost intercepted. Elliot Baldini made a diving stab for it. The official standing right there said it hit the turf. No argument from the Berries. Baldini just missed that interception. But the deflection forces now 2nd down and 10.
And if you're not watching the stream online, boy, what a jump. He had to go quite a distance in order to even try for that interception.
2nd down and 10 for Lafayette Central Catholic at the Logansport 14-yard line. Metzger and Meester up the middle. Not much running room that time. Kyle Rosie in on the stop. A gain of about a yard. And I just heard Clay Scott, our PA announcer, call him Meister. So Clay is a heck of a lot smarter than me, but this clipboard's a lot smarter than me, Dave. That's not saying much. So we're going to go with Clay Scott's pronunciation, so we apologize to Mason Meister. 5'10" junior running back, the featured back for the Central Catholic Ball Club.
We used to have a doctor named Meister town, and his wife ran the Village Peddler down there.
Dr. Meister had a chiropractic business in that building.
And their daughter, Amy Meister, graduated with me.
Okay.
So there you go.
So it is 3rd down and 9 for Lafayette Central Catholic. Metzger fakes the handoffs, got plenty of time to pass. Is broken up. Quincy Jackson does a nice job breaking on the ball as the receiver was open, Meister, but Quincy Jackson does the job. Now there is a flag on the play in the neighborhood of where Metzger released that ball. And we'll check and see what that call is. It's going to be holding on Lafayette Central Catholic. And if that's a tough decision for Coach Johnson, I think he's going to decline it and take the down and make it 4th down. And I believe that is the call. So they do decline the penalty. So it is 4th down and 9 for Lafayette Central Catholic. They have it at the 13-yard line. They need to get to the Logansport 4. And with the wind in their face, field goal, I think, is out of the question. If the wind was at their back, they might attempt it, but it looks like, and like I said, they're going to bring the kicker out. So here we go. Thomas Hill 5'7" kicker, senior.
Now, was he in the movie E.T.? No, that was Henry Thomas.
Henry Thomas. Okay.
Henry Thomas.
This is going to be a 30-yard field goal. The ball is spotted on the left hash for Lafayette Central Catholic. And they're trying to. His snap is good. The kick is up. The kick is wide to the right. Lauren Taylor did a nice job getting in there, Dave. I think had that one been online, he would have blocked it. But it went wide right, so the Berries dodge a bullet on that opening possession.
Yeah, it had some interesting power, Joe. I thought maybe somebody got a finger on it or something, but maybe it was just Mother Nature blocking that kick.
I think it was the wind, that got that as it was up in the air, and it just kind of died. So, again, I'm a little surprised Lafayette Central Catholic went for the field goal into the wind. Henry, obviously, a strong leg. He had the distance into the wind, but the wind, I think, as you mentioned, Dave, I think that took it wide right. The Berries will take it. And they'll take over first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And with Lafayette Central Catholic having such a good offense, I can't wait to kind of get a look at their defense, and hopefully nothing bad happens for the Berries.
So the Berries' first play from scrimmage on offense, handoff to Devalier up the middle. He's got a running room and is tackled at the 25-yard line. Good open field tackle that time. Finn McLean on the stop, but give Chris a solid gain of 5 on first down. Make it 2nd down and 5 for the Berries on a cool autumnal-like evening. Going to be cool for a couple of days, and then starting Monday, 80 degrees from what Echo Simpson told us, and then the heat will be on. And Dave Packard, next Friday night when we go to Benton County for Benton Central, she says we're looking at 90 degrees. So,
woo!
Yeah, bring your fan if you got it. Here, no fan necessary tonight on a beautiful night for football. 2nd down and 5 for the Berries. Devalier gets the handoff inside again, breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, drags a couple Knights with him, and I think he'll have the first down out at the 30-yard line. So, great job by Devalier. Didn't have much running room. Was able to avoid a couple guys and then drag them the rest of the way. And a first down for Logansport.
Yeah, I think Devalier really enjoys his power rushing kind of skills, and he's one of those guys that wants to just take it to you, run over you, run through you. And so hopefully, I think he's a senior this year, isn't he? I thought maybe he'd last forever, but what a great kid he is.
Nickinson, Hippolyte split out wide to the right for the Berries. Devalier in at fullback with the Jackson brothers in at wingback, and the handoff now to Caden Walker. Makes one man miss and puts his head down and finishes the run as he took on Finn McLean. And a nice solid gain for Caden Walker of 7 yards out to the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 3.
Caden's had some great games this year. Also, last year were some huge plays at home, and so and he's one that gets fired up too. The more kind of contact he can get into, so those two are a great dynamic duo on both the basketball and football court. And
Mom is about 5 or 6 rows in front of us, cheering on her sons, Amber Walker, with Coach Hassett sitting next to her. They've been mainstays out the football diamond. Our football field over the years. Devalier gets the handoff up the middle. He will have a nice gain. Another first down for the Berries. Devalier to the 42-yard line, a 5-yard pickup. And the Berries will move the chains once again.
And I'm not sure, how many times have we seen Bryson Hur throw this year? Has it been just a couple?
I think he threw 5 passes last week, and I think maybe only 1 or 2 against Peru.
It's hard to remember them, but it's just amazing how they can run this wing T offense and send a bunch of misdirection and able to pick up these yards. It
all starts with the big fellas up front, in addition to these talented group of running backs that Logansport has. First down and 10 for the Berries at their own 42-yard line. Now Hur back to pass under heavy pressure, and he is going to be sacked. Back at the 34-yard line, A.J. Delgado in on the stop. Hur had no chance at all by the time he got back into the pocket and set up. The pocket exploded. And they'll mark him at the 35-yard line, loss of 7, 2nd down and 17.
And I'll just take that as a jinx on my part, Joe. But, gosh, we finally kind of draw up a pass and get sacked immediately, and now a long way to go.
Well, how about a screen pass? Because Lafayette Central Catholic looks like they're going to bring some pressure. They got to be feeling good about themselves after the sack. So how about a screen pass maybe to slow down the rush? And like I said, it's going to be a counter play. Jackson Walker breaks the tackle and gets maybe a yard or 2 gain, but well done by Jackson Walker. He was hit about 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to avoid that tackle and set up 3rd down and long for the Berries. 3rd and 15 at the 37-yard line.
Well, Lafayette Central Catholic in pretty good shape here. Let's see if the Berries can pull off a big play.
Well, Lafayette Central Catholic converted a 3rd and 14 on their first offensive possession, so see if the Berries can do them one better since they've got 15 yards to go instead of 14. So here we go, 3rd down and 15. Nickinson, Hippolyte split out wide to the right. Lafayette Central Catholic looks like they're going to bring the heat, and they do set up the screen. And Deacon Kitchell's got some blockers and some running room across the 45-yard line. And he's going to be short of the first down. Out to a gain of 8. But unfortunately, the Berries needed a whole lot of yardage. But that helps with the field position. And they'll have to punt it away here, 4th down and 7.
And they had a lot of potential. I thought maybe Deegan might be able to cut it to the outside, but they're able to get him. And so we will see if it's a kick or no kick.
Yep. Well, the ball spotted on the left hash, so Caden Walker likes to go to the right with that rugby-style kick with the punt-run option, so he has plenty of field to work with. But Lafayette Central Catholic also has some defenders on that side of the field. So here we go. Caden Walker is thinking about putting it on the ground. He'll break one tackle. He cannot break another one, and he is going to be brought down for a big loss back to the 41-yard line. And Caden thought he saw something. If he did see a hole, it closed in a hurry. A 4-yard loss. And Lafayette Central Catholic takes over in plus territory.
And that's something that Lafayette could have, maybe seen on tape and said, hey, guys, regardless, be ready to break out in case of a run, and well covered and well defended. And now we'll see if the Berries can stop them.
We'll see if Lafayette Central Catholic, after that big play, goes for a quick strike. A lot of coaches like to do that following a big momentum-turning play. We'll see what Lafayette Central Catholic chooses to do. 1st down and 10. At the Logansport 41-yard line, 4:04 to go, opening quarter, no score between Lafayette Central Catholic and Logansport. Metzger in the gun, hands the ball off to Meister. Meister is hit by Elliot Baldini at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward for a yard. We'll set up 2nd down and 9. As it is Jersey Shore night, Dave, for the student section. At first I thought it was that awful show on MTV, but they fooled us. It's students are wearing different jerseys.
Yep,
I see their favorite teams.
Giannis down there. I see LeBron. I see who we got? Kerry Wood, Paul George, maybe.
Yep. So 2nd down and 9 for the Knights. Metzger back to pass, has plenty of time. Pass is going to be overthrown. Duvalier had some pretty good coverage that time on Jackson Kane. And credit that secondary on that one, Dave, because his offensive line gave Metzger plenty of time, but there was nobody open.
Yeah, and I was watching where he threw that, Joe, and his receiver kind of had some physical kind of bumping, I think, there with Duvalier, and kind of broke off of it, like complaining about a foul kind of in the NBA. And so by the time the ball was thrown, it was well over his head.
So it's 3rd down and 9, and one of the students just arrived with an old school Houston Astro Nolan Ryan jersey. So
nice.
The students getting very creative on Jersey Shore night here at the Berry student section. 3rd down and 9 for Central Catholic. Metzger under heavy pressure, and he is slammed down for a sack. Christopher Curry, just a sophomore, Dave. We called his name a whole lot here in this early stages of the season. He has been a great addition to this Berry football team here in his sophomore season.
Wow, just like Steph Curry, cooking it up. Being a chef out there on the field, and it's always big when you can sack that quarterback.
Loss of 8 on the play, 4th down and 17 for Central Catholic. They are in punt formation. Their punter is the quarterback, though, Bobby Metzger.
That's wild.
They have not punted at all this season in their 55-6 win opening night against Seeger. They did not punt. Of course, they did not get to play last week, in case you missed it during the pregame show. Heat lightning caused it to be suspended, and they were not able to finish that game with Indianapolis Ritter. So the first punt of the season for Lafayette Central Catholic. And Metzger has it blocked by Lauren Taylor, and it takes a huge Logansport bounce. Taylor picks it up, and he's going to run into the end zone for a touchdown. Flag on the play, so hold the celebration as the line decides over across from Lafayette Central Catholic. Now maybe
these fans aren't going to be able to take it, Joe, if they call this back.
I know once upon a time the rule is that you could not advance a block punt, so maybe that's it. I'm not sure what it is, but the official threw it right away at the 22-yard line, so we will check and see. But in any event, a big block by Lauren Taylor. They have not put any points on the scoreboard, so we are in a wait-and-see mode. Let's see what the official calls, and it's going to be a sideline warning on Logansport.
Oh, I wonder what that...
So I guess they got on the sideline celebrating a little bit. But the first one is just a warning. But Lauren Taylor with the block and the touchdown run, 6-0 Berries with the point after to come. And how about that for one of the biggest, probably the biggest play of the season in the early stages this year for Logansport.
Well, Lauren Taylor, we know, is a heck of an athlete, and he came through, and it was a man's block, really.
Yes,
it looked like Andre the Giant coming through there.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. So block punt by Lauren Taylor. It took a huge Logansport bounce, Dave.
It flew like a kick almost the other direction.
Must have gone 20 or 25 yards, and on this field turf, he got a nice hop. He was able to pick it up in stride, untouched into the end zone for a touchdown.
And that was like the third or fourth hop, Joe, that he was able to basically catch, right maybe at his belly button range and run in. He was kind of timing it. And it could have, the ball could have bounced a weird way, and he wouldn't have been able to scoop it. But, man, that was just a perfect play. That's exactly how you draw it up. That's video game style.
Yep. Well, little brother Graham Taylor in the student section with the Paul George jersey, and that's all he's got on is a tank top and shorts. So
hopefully
that'll warm him up as he's in the shade on this cool autumnal-like evening here at Logansport. But the fans are nice and warm after that big, big play by Lauren Taylor. 7-0 Logansport on the block punt.
And Graham Taylor, Tiger Woods on our golf team. He has an incredible golf career going.
And don't forget the play by Christopher Curry on that sack. Had that not happened, Central Catholic probably would have gone for it. They probably wouldn't have punted, but that big sack made it fourth and very long and forced him into that punting situation.
In this defense, it's been coming from everybody, I feel like. It's been a group effort all season, and it'll be interesting to see just how good this defense is, because until your defense falters, you don't know how good you are.
Noah Smith and Hudson Gutwine back to receive this kick from Dylan Ham, who kicked it to about the 5-yard line the first time with that strong wind at his back. So we'll see if Dylan can take advantage once again of that wind. And with his strong right leg, put a foot into this one, and he does. A deep kickoff. Gutwine catches it at the 1-yard line in the middle of the field. Now he will set up a return to the right. Lauren Taylor has a chance to make the play, but he brings him inside, and he is tackled there. Jackson Walker in on the stop. The officials missed a clear block in the back on Taylor, but he doesn't care because his teammates came to the rescue, knocking the Central Catholic return man back at the 19-yard line.
And a great crowd here for Logansport as I look out across. You see any seats if anybody wants to come in, Joe? You see any gaps? But
there's a few up. You might have to sit by Coach Lang, so that's the drawback. But I'm sure he'd love to have you sit with him. So first down and 10, Lafayette Central Catholic has it at their own 19-yard line, down 7-0 with 2:22 to go here in the opening quarter. Now they set up a middle screen by Meister. He's got the receiver and some running room across the 40, across the 45-yard line. Duvalier brings him down, but not before Meister gets all the way to the midfield stripe, a gain of 31 yards. Perfectly executed middle screen that time by Lafayette Central Catholic.
Yeah, I don't really see a lot of middle screens. It's usually off to the side, Joe. But, yeah, he caught it cleanly, and that allowed him to escape it. It seemed like a couple linebackers were just right on his tail and able to get him. But luckily, Chris Duvalier got him and tried to strip it.
Yep, first down and 10. For Central Catholic, they have the ball at midfield. Now a swing pass to Jackson Kane. Deacon Kitchell in pursuit, and he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Lauren Taylor, Tate Strong, after Deacon Kitchell in pursuit, made him go inside and to get some help from his defense, and no gain on the play.
And what you got to do if you're playing this Berry defense is get upfield. Like, the runner kind of stopped and was juking and jiving, and these Berry's players all fly to the ball. So it's only a matter of time before they're going to end up on you.
1:25 to go, first quarter. Logansport 7, Central Catholic nothing. And now we get a flag on the play, and we're going to get the Matt Lang penalty tracker for the second time today. Is going to be used, and it's, I believe, false start once again on Central Catholic. So both penalties so far tonight have gone against the Knights. Both have been false starts on that offense. So second down and 15. Ball back at the CC 45-yard line.
Oh, it feels good, Joe. Up 7.
Yep.
I mean, this is right where you want to be and able to get a couple big defensive plays here early in the game.
Yep, second down and 15, so the Bears in a good spot to try and get them off the field because of that penalty and the good play on first down by that defense. So second down and long for the Knights as they look over to the sideline. Still 20 seconds to go on the play clock, so Central Catholic has all sorts of time to get the call from the sideline. Metzger once again in the gun with Meister to his right. 3 receivers split out wide to the left for Central Catholic on the second down and 15 play. Now Metzger hands the ball off to Meister. Meister breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's got some running room inside the 40. Inside the 35-yard line, still on his feet. Caden Walker brings him down, but not before a big gain of 23 yards and another first down for Central Catholic.
Wow, what a run there, Joe. It was just kind of up the right sideline, but he fought a few times to get through some berries and finally got gang tackled there at the end. But you can tell why Meister is a solid running back in this league.
Well, the Berries were in position to make the stop, as you mentioned, but Meister was able to break a tackle and get a big game for CC down at the 32-yard line of Logansport, where they will start this series of downs, 1st down and 10. Now the pass is caught by Noah Smith. Smith is inside the 30-yard line. Deegan Kitchell on the stop. But a solid gain on 1st down for the Knights of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Clock stopped on the tackle out of bounds. 35 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Logansport 7, Lafayette Central Catholic nothing. It's Principal Jones in his Berry gear down on the track. Not wearing a jersey, though. I thought we might see Principal Jones in a jersey tonight with Jersey Shore. Now a middle screen once again. Pass is going to be deflected, and that was well covered by Kyle Rosie. Pass was too tall for Isaac Byers, and the pass falls to the turf incomplete. And we'll set up 3rd down and 6 for the Knights.
Kyle Rosie won a defensive award last week at South Bend Adams and just a total anchor of that line.
So a big play here for the Berries. 3rd down and 6. Lafayette Central Catholic has that at the Logansport 28-yard line. Now an I formation this time for the Knights. They fake the handoff. Rolling out to his right is Metzger. He's got plenty of time. He's got a man wide open. Kane catches it, and he has a chance to get in the end zone. And he's in for a touchdown. Jackson Kane on a well-designed play and another breakdown defensively for the secondary from the Berries. As Metzger rolled out to the right and threw back to the left, and there was nobody near Jackson Kane. A 28-yard touchdown pass. It's 7-6 Logansport.
Yeah, I can see Coach Russell down the sideline not too happy with that, as none of the coaches are. A couple times Lafayette Central Catholic has been just wide open, and they're going to have to figure out how to keep track of all these wide receivers, or this is going to be quite a game.
Yep. So now Thomas Henry, not to be confused with Henry Thomas from E.T., a movie that I never did see. I'm one of 3 people in North America who've never seen that movie, so I'm proud of that.
Don't hate on it, Joe. Don't you dare hate on E.T.
Oh, no hatred, no hatred. Just never had a desire to see it, and now it's
too late. It's too late
exactly.
for you.
Yep. So now stoppage of play and perhaps equipment malfunction with one of the players for Lafayette Central Catholic as Ethan Miller is forced to come out of the lineup, and he is replaced by Landon Gaskin. So one sophomore for another, so perhaps a problem with his helmet, or I'm not sure what, but he was forced to come out of the game. So following the substitution, Thomas Henry to try this point after to try and tie things up for Central Catholic. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good with 21.1 seconds to play, first quarter. Logansport and Lafayette Central Catholic tied at 7. It's been an entertaining first quarter. Lafayette Central Catholic has had the better of play through much of it, but that huge play on special teams by Lauren Taylor has allowed the Berries to stay in this one.
Yeah, that's tough, Joe. And, I don't know if, the sunlight, once the sun kind of starts to set, there's only a middle part of this field that has the shade of kind of the big pavilion here. But something is happening with the offense where they can't keep track of these receivers, and maybe it's just that they have such good routes. But maybe it's just a little jarring. They went against a couple teams that weren't really pass heavy or pass powerhouses. At least last week was kind of a passing team. But let's see if the Berries can kind of settle in. They're excited. They're at home. They've won 2 big games. They're excited to play for all these people in the town. So. Yeah, we'll see if they can figure it out and get some stops.
One of the people in town that they're not playing in front of for the first time in like a decade, Mike Barron, is not here. Mike with Garrett, Gavin, and Scotty, they've all moved on and graduated, so Mike is enjoying some R&R, a rare Friday night off, as like I said, for the last decade or so. He has been a fixture, so maybe that's what is going on with the Berries defense. They're just not quite what to do without Mike Barron in the stands.
Well, Mr. Barron, I appreciate you. My partner just thinks the world of you, and I don't know you very well, but thank you for all your support of Logansport Athletics.
So here's the kickoff from Henry Thomas, or Thomas Henry, and the kick is going to be fielded by Caden Walker, and he will let it roll out of bounds, and that was smart play by Caden Walker. He took a chance that time. As they kicked it away from him, and had that stayed in the field of play, he would have been in a whole lot of trouble. But the gamble pays off for Caden, and it goes out of bounds. We'll see if the Berries choose to have Thomas Henry kick it over, or they'll just take it at the 35-yard line. So smart play by Caden Walker, and gives the Berries decent starting field position at their own 35-yard line.
And now we see what we can do. We haven't had any luck in the the passes that we've tried to attempt. We got that one screen pass, but let's see if we can get some running chunks. They did great with the run earlier on.
Elliot Baldini is now in at fullback.
Ooh,
replacing for the moment Chris DeValier. Nickinson Hippolyte split out wide to the left. And Caden Walker in motion. Baldini gets the handoff up the middle, breaks one tackle, tackled from behind, and the Central Catholic player moved him forward a couple of yards. Charlie Seberg on the stop. A gain of 3. And what might be the final play of the quarter. There's a Knight slow to get up, and he appears to be in a whole lot of pain, and one of his teammates called for the training staff to come over right away. So hopefully he's okay, but it looks like he's kind
of rolling, holding his midsection.
Holding his midsection, maybe his arm.
Okay.
Now, luckily, he's right by the Logansport sideline, so the training staff for the Berries tends to him to give the Central Catholic trainer time to come across the field. So now their training staffs from both squads tending to the injured player. A 3-yard pickup for Baldini. It will set up 2nd down and 7 with 4.6 seconds to go. So looks to be able to get up.
There we go. Yep.
Joel Baker.
Just a moment.
Mm-hmm. And maybe a stinger perhaps, because it looks like he's looking down at that left arm. But he's able to walk off under his own power. Officials may restart the clock and let this time expire in quarter number 1, and that's exactly what it will be. At the end of 1 quarter of play here at LMH Stadium, it is Logansport 7, Lafayette Central Catholic 7. When we return, we'll have quarter number 2 live from Logansport.
About a little bonus coverage for the old stream.
What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube? LHS Berries, the place to be. Brian Strong said, I want the top crew in Logansport to handle our game. And that's exactly what we're doing. And Elliot Baldini, man, he's been great all year.
Yes, he has.
Also, there's an ET reference because one of the main characters' name is Elliot. So, there's very sentimental times between E.T., the extraterrestrial, and Elliot, which is not Henry Thomas. I don't.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Elliot, I think, is Henry Thomas. Henry Thomas.
I'll take your word for it.
The kicker is Thomas Henry.
Second down and 7 for Logansport as we are just about ready to resume play here at the start of quarter number 2 in a 7-all tie. Elliot Baldini remains in the backfield with the brothers Walker in at wingback. Jackson Walker in motion around to the left side. Now he'll get the pitch to the left side. Tries to get his blockers to set up for him. It could not. Well done by Lafayette Central Catholic that time. Finn McLean on the stop. Maybe a gain of 1 for Jackson Walker. Set up 3rd down and 6. And our apologies to the Logansport cheerleaders. They are also participating in Jersey Shore Night here at LMH Stadium as they are wearing the road jerseys of the Logansport Berries players. So they're decked out in some of the white road uniforms, which we saw opening night at Peru. The Berries went red last week on the road. So the cheerleaders taking part in Jersey Shore Night wearing the away jerseys for their favorite Berry.
That is fun. That's just too much fun.
Now screen pass set up to Deegan Kitchell. He's going to have to make a couple men miss, and I think he'll have the first down, and that was well done.
Yeah, he must have known right where that was because he got there and pushed out of bounds right on the line there.
Yep, that was a well-designed play, but it was Kitchell against 3 guys as he had nobody blocking, but he had enough separation between himself and the defenders, and between that and his head of steam and the big power, he's able to get 7-yard pickup and a big first down pickup for the Berries on 3rd and long. And a new set of downs for the Berries at their own 46-yard line. 11-11 to play in our first half. Logansport and Lafayette Central Catholic in a 7-all tie. Now the handoff to Baldini up the middle. He'll break a tackle and is going to be close to the midfield stripe. And both the line judge and the side judge across the way will give him forward progress to that midfield stripe. Pick up a 4, 2nd down and 6 for the Berries. As the Comfort Keepers halftime show will be with us before you know it, Dave. And you did all the hard work this week for our guests.
It's a Dave guest tonight, and I'm very, very excited. Who I think should be pretty big celebrities here in town.
That's coming up on the Comfort Keepers halftime show in about 10.5 minutes of game action here, tied at 7. Now Walker gets the handoff, breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and falls forward to the 46-yard line. So well done by Jackson Walker that time, making something out of nothing. A 4-yard pickup and a very manageable 3rd down and 2 for the Berries. And it's on the near hash, so Bryson Herr is able to make that short walk to the sideline to get the play call from Coach Johnson here on this 3rd down and 2 play.
You wonder how much pass we should mix in here with the run being pretty successful. I guess you always got to, so they don't commit everybody to the run, right? You got to be smart about it. Look at what the defense is giving you, but they play a mean little defense here. I was thinking it was like kind of a 4-3, but it looks to be different. Yep,
looks like a 5-3. Now Baldini gets the handoff inside, and he'll have a first down. Baldini does a nice job. His offensive line gave him just enough of a crease, and then a nice spin move for Baldini to get a first down at the 42-yard line. So another first down for the Bears, and they move the chains once again.
I couldn't love Elliot Baldini more, and he's had so many touchdowns this year already. He happens to be in a study hall that I administer during the days, and just a very unassuming and quiet kid. But, man, when he gets on the gridiron, he starts to get physical, and he is a heck of an athlete.
Lafayette Central Catholic has taken a timeout. That is their first charge timeout. They'll have 2 remaining. Logansport has all 3 of their timeouts remaining at the 9:38 mark of this opening quarter. Lafayette Central Catholic has dominated on offense, but a big special team play block punt by Lauren Taylor, who picked it up and ran it 25 yards for a touchdown. And we are all squared at 7 apiece, but the Bears with a nice little drive going here. So much so that Lafayette Central Catholic felt the need to take a timeout to try to figure out how to stop this Logansport running game, which they've not been able to do on this possession.
It's tough, too, because, I mean, you know, Logansport runs a lot of the same stuff. I'm sure Johnson mixes some tweaks in there, makes it look like one thing, does the opposite. But, you know, this Berries team is just very good at running the ball and sending different people that are very capable of picking up yards in different directions. I often don't know who had the ball until they get tackled or they're out and breaking out.
Carson Dubes in the lineup. He's at split end on the left side of the formation. Caden Walker in motion. Now counter handoff to Jackson Walker. Makes a nice move, and he's got some running room inside the 40-yard line down to about the 36-yard line. Well done by Jackson Walker. Solid gain of 6 on first down. Sets up 2nd down and 4. For Logansport.
And the brothers Walker, always impressive. And Jackson, you know, had maybe a couple guys to beat. He was almost gonzo. What a good-looking play there for Logansport.
So whatever Central Catholic discussed in the time, it didn't work on that play, at least on a well-executed counter play for the Berries. 2nd down and 4. For Logansport, they have it at the Lafayette Central Catholic 36 and a 7-all tie with 9 minutes to go in our first half. Now Baldini gets the handoff up the middle, makes the first man miss. And Caden Walker, was trying to drag him forward, but he was only able to get a yard on the play, down to the 35. It will set up 3rd and 3 for the Berries.
And a good little something out of nothing there by Baldini. Was patient, and even though their hole didn't really develop, able to get a couple there.
And I believe that is Eli Baldwin in the student section with the Danny Granger Indiana Pacer jersey.
Nice,
I think that is Eli Baldwin. If he would turn around, we would know for sure. But
my eyesight's so bad, I thought it said Boomer. You know, the old Pacers mascot, like he had a jersey.
Big 3rd down here for the Berries. 3rd and 3 at the 35-yard line. Now pitch to Caden Walker to the right. Tries to get a block from Elliot Baldini. He does, but the pursuit is too good that time from Lafayette Central Catholic, and Walker's tackled for no gain on the play. A.J. Delgado on the stop. It'll set up 4th down and 3.
I feel like, Joe, on any other instance, that block would have been just devastating to the defense, and we probably would have picked up a lot of yards, but great pursuit by the Lafayette Central Catholic defense as a whole.
So Devalier replaces Baldini on this crucial 4th down play, and they actually lost about 3/4 of a yard, so make it 4th down and 4 for Logansport at the 36-yard line. We'll see what Coach Johnson draws up. They've been effective with Deegan Kitchell in the passing game so far, but I'm sure Central Catholic is going to try and recognize that. And Lafayette Central Catholic may have just given the Berries a first down by jumping into the neutral zone. There was definitely movement on the defensive front, but were they drawn offside? And that is the case. It's going to be, the Matt Lang penalty tracker said it's going to be against Logansport. So the first penalty of the night for the Berries, but it's a costly one. So instead of 4th and 4, it is now 4th and 9 back at the 41. And Coach Johnson has not hesitated. He'll keep his offense out there as they will try and pick up this first down on 4th down and 9.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Yep. So Bryson Herr was thinking about maybe going to the shotgun, but now he goes under center. Jackson Walker in motion. Her back to pass under heavy pressure. Sets up a middle screen to DeValier. It is complete, but that was well covered by Lafayette Central Catholic. And they did get some yardage, but only got 4 yards. And they'll turn it over on downs with 7:25 to go in the first half and a 7-7 tie.
And Joe, we got ourselves a game here.
Oh, yeah.
We can see, both teams have great strengths and weaknesses, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And that's what Coach Johnson talked about with us earlier the week is, these guys can really test us, and we need to see what we're like when we're in the thick of it, when we're at a tie score, how your composure can be. And we're going to see that right now with this Berries defense if they can hold.
First down and 10, Lafayette Central Catholic at their own 37-yard line. Metzger hands ball off to Meister. Meister is hit right at the line of scrimmage. As making the tackle was Deegan Kitchell. May have gotten a half yard on that play. Second down and long for Lafayette Central Catholic.
That was such a booming hit that the ball about flew out of his hands, and we almost got the ball back. So as soon as I question if our defense can hold up, here they come.
Second down and 9 for Lafayette Central Catholic. Flag on the play, and one of the Berries may have jumped into the neutral zone, and that is going to be the call.
Chris Martinez.
Yep, so the Matt Lang penalty tracker. Penalty number 2 on the Berries. So Logansport went through the first quarter and a half without committing any penalties. Now they've committed 2 big ones here recently, just 5 yards each, but instead of 4th and 4, it was 4th and 9. Now instead of 2nd and 9, it's 2nd and 4. So little penalties, but have gone a long way so far.
And maybe he kind of just lost his balance.
Mm-hmm. So now Quincy Jackson sprints over to the right safety position as the Berries trying to give Lafayette Central Catholic a different look on defense. On the second down and 4 for Lafayette Central Catholic. They have it at their own 47-yard line. 7-7 tie game. It's been a good one here at LMH Stadium so far. Metzger back to pass. Has plenty of time. The pass is going to be thrown, and it is going to be caught as Jaquez Jackson Guajardo was in coverage, but he never picked up the football. And a perfect throw by Metzger to Meister, and a first down for Lafayette Central Catholic at the 43-yard line.
This air raid offense that Central Catholic runs is, I think that time they had kind of 4 wide receivers with, I think, some extras that could catch the ball, but it really thins out any sort of double coverage. So the single coverage is going to be big tonight. 3
receivers now split out to the bottom of the formation to the right side. Metzger in the gun with Meister to his left in the backfield. Central Catholic has it first down and 10. Metzger back to pass. Pass is overthrown as Jackson Kane was open briefly. It wouldn't have gone for much as DeValier was bearing down and was in good coverage. The incomplete pass stops the clock with 6:22 to go. In our opening half, 7-7, Logansport and Lafayette Central Catholic.
As I watch this game, Joe, all I can think about is these guys having to practice through extreme heat. I mean, they've been out on this field just sweating their entire layer of skin off. It must be nice to play in some cool conditions and finally get a crowd.
Second down and 10 for Central Catholic. Metzger back to pass. Has plenty of time. Still has plenty of time. The pass is caught and wide open. Is Gutwein, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a 43-yard touchdown. A third time the Berries have broke down in coverage. And Gutwein makes him pay. 43-yard touchdown. 13-7 Central Catholic with the point after to come.
Joe, most of the time you're kind of staring at the ball and at what the quarterback is doing, but I'm going to have to start watching what these receivers are doing because they are getting wide open whenever maybe Logansport's in a certain defense where if Logansport's in that defense, they suffer. But there is no reason why some of these receivers should be so wide open.
Thomas Henry in for the point after. And that has definitely taken the air out of the crowd here at LMH Stadium. So Central Catholic for the first time tonight has the lead. And the point after to come from Henry. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 6:12 to go in our first half. Central Catholic 14 and Logansport 7. And I have a feeling I know what Coach Johnson's going to talk about at halftime. These breakdowns in coverage with his secondary.
Yeah, he's going to say if you're going to leave these guys wide open like that, we're going to get blown out of the game. But boy, Joe, it's kind of a blessing and a curse because Logansport hasn't been able to be tested to be in these situations to kind of see their resolve, to see what kind of composure, as the coach said, that they could have. So, I mean, it's really good for them actually to have a team that can really pass on them and take it to them and could help them down the road even in a playoff. But certainly a team in Central Catholic that is one of maybe two of the hardest games that we're going to play this year, I think. And so a great early test, and this Berries team has been known to bounce back in a big way, so we'll see if they can at least get it knotted up by halftime here with 6 minutes left.
Next Friday night, the Berries are on the road at Benton Central, a team in the Hoosier Conference, but still it will not be a conference game as the Hoosier Conference is divided into big school and small school. And Lafayette Central Catholic and Benton Central members of the small school division, and the Berries in the big school division, so it is a conference opponent, as Coach Johnson said last week, but not a conference game. Henry, a high end-over-end kick. Jackson Walker fields it at the 10-yard line, takes the return straight up the middle, across the 20, across the 25-yard line. Still on his feet is Walker. They'll give him forward progress out to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Bears will take over first down and 10, with plenty of time to go here before halftime with 6:04 to go. The Bears, for the first time tonight, are trailing 14-7.
And, it's just going to be interesting to see what happens here because the Berries, in the event that they would have like a bad turnover or something, Joe, you definitely don't want to go down 2 scores. So Logansport really has to get some positive yardage here and kind of take their time down the field if possible.
Well, the Berries did defer, so they will have the ball to start the second half. So these final 6:04 of this first half, very, very critical. Now her back to pass. Has plenty of time to throw. Can't find anyone open. Now finds an open receiver, and the pass is caught across the 30-yard line. Deegan Kitchell on the reception. Knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Give him 4 on that play. The clock will stop with Kitchell getting tackled out of bounds. I beg your pardon. They'll keep it running. They said that his forward progress was stopped in the field of play. So 5:40, and the clock continues to run here in the first half. Berries down 14-7, but plenty of time to get the equalizer before halftime. I'm sure Coach Johnson would love to run the entire 5:29 to go, score a touchdown, and then get the ball to start the third quarter. But still, a lot can happen between now and then. Now her hands the ball off to DeValier. Not much running room that time for Chris. Maybe out to the 33 for a yard. And that is it. That will set up third down and 5. That was well defended that time by the Knights.
I wonder if that play before, Joe, was a screen pass because the defender came around and almost turned away from Bryson. Looked like he had a clear shot at him. Decided to go with the guy that was going off to the side. But this defense for Central Catholic really playing smart play on both sides of the ball.
Here's a big play here for Logansport. Third down and 5. They have it at their own 33-yard line. Hippolyte split out wide to the right. Her rolls out to the right. He's got a man open. The pass is a little bit too tall. Hippolyte went up in the air, got his hands on it, but it was separated. Good play by Finn McLean. I think Hippolyte would have been able to catch that ball without the good defensive play by McLean to knock it out of his hands, and the Bears will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, Hippolyte has been amazing. We've been calling his name quite a bit this early season. A big kind of addition here to the Berries offense.
So Caden Walker in to punt this one away. Hudson Gutwan back to receive this one for the Knights. He's standing at his own 37-yard line. Walker faked the punt last time, and it did not go well for the Bears. I would be shocked if he doesn't kick this one away. And he does just that, and it is partially blocked by Central Catholic, and they're going to get great field position. As I believe A.J.
there's a fight.
Well, stop.
There's some wrestling.
Some little extracurricular.
Maybe not a fight.
Between Finn McLean.
Look over and you see 2 kids rolling in the grass.
And Landon Morrock, but the partially blocked punt, a net punt of 3 yards, and that is it. So we've seen a couple of block punts loom very large here tonight. Lauren Taylor took one back to the house for a touchdown, and now Lafayette Central Catholic with a deflection on that block punt results in a 3-yard punt for the Berries, and they have it first down and 10 in plus territory once again at the Logansport 36-yard line. We'll see if the Knights maybe go quick strike again. As Metzger now this time will be under center. One of the few times he has been under center tonight. He'll hand off to Meister. Meister is hit. As Deegan Kitchell in on the stop. Gain of 4 on the play down to the 32-yard line. Second down and 6. So for the first time tonight, the Knights did not operate out of the shotgun, and now they will. As Metzger is back into that gun with Meister to his left in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 2 split out wide to the right. We'll see if the Berries can take care of some of these defensive breakdowns that they've had in the secondary. 3 missed assignments so far have led to 2 Lafayette Central Catholic touchdowns. They lead 14-7 with 3:50 to go in the first half. Metzger back to pass, looking to his left the whole way. It is caught by Jackson Kane. He's out of bounds, and it will be a first down for the Knights. That was a simple square out pattern, but a pass thrown on target, on time by Metzger to Kane, and a first down for Lafayette Central Catholic at the 24 of Logansport.
And now here I am, Joe, in no man's land as I got to really adjust to see what's going on.
New set of downs for the Knights. They have 3 receivers split out wide to the right. A.J. Delgado, the lone receiver, out to the left, with Metzger in the gun, and Mason Meister, junior running back, has been the featured back for Central Catholic tonight. Kane in motion. Metzger back to pass, bobbled the snap a little bit, has some time to throw. Now the protection breaks down, and he will throw it out of bounds, and that was a good play that time by Meister, as he was under heavy pressure that time from Lauren Taylor. He was outside of the tackle box, so no intentional grounding. Incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10 for the Central Catholic Knights.
It's time to stand up and lean over, Joe, is big down here.
And there's Ms. Guam from the Chinese department just in
Miss-
front of the student section, taking in all the sights there. Handoff now to Meister inside, and he goes nowhere. May have gotten a yard, and that is it. Down to the 23-yard line. And a big 3rd down for the Bears now, 3rd down and 9. If Central Catholic gets no yards here, it'll be about a 40-yard field goal for Thomas Henry. Does have a strong leg, which we've seen earlier tonight, and the wind still has died down a little bit, but what wind there is here, it is at the back of Henry, so that could factor into the Knights' decision if the Bears can come up with a stop here on 3rd down. 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 for Central Catholic at the 23-yard line. Metzger back to pass. Has time to throw. Now the protection breaks down. Martinez in on the chase. Now the pass is going to be thrown, and it is going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by Jaquez Jackson Guajardo, as Christopher Curry was in on the pass rush. 4th down and 9. Decision time for the Knights. As we mentioned, it'll be about a 40-yard field goal. That may be out of Henry's range, even with the wind at his back. Although they're going to go for it. They're going to go for the field goal. So here comes Henry. So I thought with the wind that might factor in their decision, Dave. So we'll see what kind of leg this kid has.
Yeah, excited to see if he can phone home on this kick.
Ball will be spotted at the 30. So a 40-yard field goal attempt. Henry was wide to the right back in the first quarter, but that was the wind in his face. So he does have the wind at his back, and it is on the left hash, which most kickers prefer. And now we're going to stoppage of play, and Lafayette Central Catholic will take their 2nd charge time out of the half. Leaves them with 1 remaining with 2:55 to go. Let's see if maybe the Knights change their mind, decide to go for it on 4th and 9, or they decide to keep that field goal unit out. We'll see. But if the Bears, even if the Knights kick a field goal, the Bears got to consider themselves fortunate after giving the Knights the ball in plus territory at the 36-yard line to start this drive.
Yeah, so far the Knights looking the best on offense, particularly in kind of the big chunk situations. And I'm sure that last play that they called up was a wide receiver, wide open type play. The Berries played it pretty well. The quarterback had to scramble and make a harder throw. So we'll see at this 4th and 9 what's going to transpire. But
well, the Knights leave their field goal unit out there. So Thomas Henry will give it a go from 40 yards. The Berries will keep our eye on Lauren Taylor and Deegan Kitchell, both with big, strong, athletic bodies, who have been very good at blocking kicks in the early going, both field goals and punts. So it's a big spot here for the Bears. Hopefully they can come up with a block here on this one. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is going to be, it is good from 40 yards. Didn't make it by much, but I think the wind helped him, Dave. And again, I think that factored into the decision from the coaching staff with the wind at the back. Let's give it a go. And he hits from 40 yards. It's 17-7 Lafayette Central Catholic.
Wow, and what a turn of events here is the Berries now go down 2 scores, 10 points, and they're really going to have to get their offense going or get their turnover with defense going. This Lafayette Central Catholic team having no problems here on the road.
2 minutes and 55 seconds to play in our first half. And again, the Comfort Keepers halftime show is coming. Coincidentally enough, Dave, at halftime.
With very special guests, and I think maybe their mojo might turn us around.
Okay.
I think, if one of them could maybe dance the Watusi, the lucky Watusi, I think that would be good.
Okay. And in the crowd, not to give it away, but I see our guests for homecoming in 2 weeks when the Twin Lakes Indians come to town. I see our halftime guests in the house. So that makes me feel good. At least we're not making them make a special trip to be our halftime guests. They are regulars here at LMH Stadium to cheer on the Berries. And then I see our guests for September the 27th here as well. So we're in good shape, Dave, going forward. We just got to come up with our special guest next Friday night, who's leaving us hanging a couple extra days. So we'll have to have a word with that dude. And hopefully we can make that happen next Friday on the road at Benton Central. Of course, we'll have that game for you on AM 1230, FM 94.9 WSAL. And our chief meteorologist, Echo Simpson, said it's going to be in the 90s next Friday. So nice and warm on our drive to Benton County. Henry puts a strong right leg into this one. Caden Walker fields it at the 1 yard line, and he will take it right up the right side of the field. Breaks one tackle, breaks another one, and a nice return for Caden. And now we get a flag on the play. And almost always that's on the receiving team on some sort of illegal block, so we'll wait and see what the call is. As Caden Walker comes up a little hobbled on that return, so he will come off the field, limp off the field. We'll check out what the penalty is, and it's going to be against the Berries, I believe, for an illegal block. So poor starting field position for Logansport. An illegal block in the back on the Berries. The Matt Lang penalty tracker. It's the third Logansport penalty, now for 20 yards. And all penalties are costly, but this one is a big one. So instead of starting near their 30, they're going to take over at their own 10 with 2:48 to go. Down 17-7. The good news, Central Catholic only has one timeout left, so if the Berries going to put a first down or two together, they should be able to drain the remaining 2:55 here in this, or excuse me, 2:48 here in this first half. But we'll see. Hippolyte splits out wide to the left. Quincy Jackson in for Caden Walker in at wingback position. The handoff to DeValier. I beg your pardon, that is Quincy Jackson, who, in, as we mentioned, for Jackson Walker. Nice gain for Quincy. Out to the 14-yard line, 4-yard gain. We'll set up second down and 6. The cheerleaders in the student section having fun on Jersey Shore night. With everyone wearing their favorite jersey. I see a Bryce Harper jersey in amongst the crowd. A couple of soccer jerseys. So big set of downs for Logansport. They don't want to give Central Catholic the ball with any time remaining here in this first half. And the handoff to Baldini. Baldini is hit short of the first down. He'll mark it at about the 18-yard line. Clock continuing to run with 1:55 to go. On a 3rd down and 2 for Logansport. As we mentioned, the Knights with one timeout remaining. If they stop the Bears here on 3rd down, almost certainly they will take that timeout and try and give their offense a little bit of time to try and put some more points on the board before halftime. And Logansport taking as much time as they can. Still 15 seconds to go on the play clock, so smart by Bryson Herr and this offensive squad to take as much time off the clock as they can to try and leave Central Catholic with scant little time left here in our first half. And now we get a stoppage of play, and the Berries will take a timeout with 4 seconds left to go on the play clock. 1:23 to go on the game clock. Central Catholic 17 and Logansport 7. So well done by the Berries as they let as much time off the clock as they could. Can't take those timeouts with you, so they burn one here. 2 remaining for Logansport. Try and draw something up and try and get a first down. And go into halftime down only 10. And without that block punt from Lauren Taylor, just imagine how bad the Berries would be, as they've not been able to get much going offensively. Down 17-7. Taylor with that big block punt and touchdown on special teams.
Well, we're going to see probably a different Berries team come out of the tunnel for halftime and see if they can make those adjustments. Still not, incapable of getting the lead, but having a rough time in this first half. A home opener, a chilly, windy day, and we'll see if they can turn it around. Well,
the gentleman wearing the Danny Granger tank top did help us out. Eli Baldwin did turn around, so I got to see. It is Eli Baldwin rocking the Danny Granger shirt.
He has a silhouette about him that, it would have been quite certain.
Yep. So here's a big 3rd down. 3rd and 2 for the Berries. They have it at their own 18-yard line with 1:23 to go in our first half. Quincy Jackson bobbles the football, picks it up, and he's going to be brought down for a loss back inside the 10-yard line. The Knights will take their final timeout with 1:14 to go. And the Knights the coach was out on the field. They lost a couple seconds. He was calling that timeout a couple seconds early. They did finally grant the timeout with 1:13 to go. Quincy Jackson, I think, took his eye off that handoff. He was looking at the hole, trying to get that first down. Didn't secure the handoff, dropped it. Fortunate for the Berries, he was able to recover his own fumble. But by that time, the pursuit from Central Catholic had taken over and lost back to the 11-yard line. And the Berries will have to punt it away, 4th and long.
The Berries may think, just one big play and we can be back in this. I want to be the guy that takes it to the house. But they better band together at halftime and come out strong.
Coach Johnson is calling his punt unit over. He may take a timeout. Logansport still has 2 remaining and I'm assuming they now have 1 as they have chosen to take a timeout here on 4th down and 9 at the 11-yard line in a half dominated by Central Catholic, up 17-7. As the Berries have just struggled on offense. And the defense, with the exception of those blown assignments, Dave, have not been terrible in this first half, but 2 long touchdown passes on breakdowns have really hurt the Berries here tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing about, even if you have a decent defense, if you leave guys wide open, this is going to kind of happen to you. So they're going to have to make adjustments certainly on that. We can't have any of that in the second half, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the second half, and hopefully Lafayette doesn't score right here.
Well, it's not Mike Barron, but it is Scotty Barron in the house. So Scotty Barron coming up along with Johnny Moss, a couple of 24 Logansport High School grads on to cheer on their alma mater. So the Berries in punt formation. And it's going to be Bryson Hurd, and he kicks it away from Central Catholic. Try to get her bounce, and it takes a Lafayette Central Catholic bounce, and they will have excellent starting field position inside the 25-yard line. So the special teams, other than that Lauren Taylor block, have not been kind to the Berries tonight. They've really struggled in the punt game. A block, a fake punt that didn't go as planned, and now a 12-yard punt.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of took a while to get that off, but also he had to kick right into the wind, Joe, and that wind caught it.
Oh, yeah.
And it not only did it not go very far, but it had a wicked bounce going backwards. Just bad circumstances overall for the Berries here in this first half.
So the good news for the Berries, Central Catholic is out of timeouts. So 68 seconds to go in this half, but they have the ball inside the 25-yard line. Ball spotted at the 22 for Central Catholic. 2 receivers split out to either side of the formation with Metzger in the gun and Meister to his left. Metzger back to pass, again with good protection. Protection breaks down a little bit. He rolls out to his left. Flag on the play. That may be holding. The pass is incomplete. Intended receiver that time was A.J. Delgado. Caden Walker in on the coverage. And we'll check and see the Matt Lang penalty tracker. As it looks like it was thrown in the neighborhood of offensive holding. Let's see if that is indeed the case. It is holding on Lafayette Central Catholic. So the Matt Lang penalty tracker. 3rd penalty of the night. Each team with 3 penalties so far. Each team with 20 yards in penalty yardage. So it's not been a huge factor. But that is a big 10 yards. And the time that went off the clock. So down to 59.5 seconds to go. So because of the penalty, the down remains first. But now 1st and 20 and 9 seconds went off the clock. So we're down to 59.5 seconds to go in our first half. But the way Central Catholic has that quick strike offense, they have plenty of time. So the Berries cannot relax here. With just under a minute to play, 17-7 here in the first half. Lafayette Central Catholic on top. And this would be demoralizing, Dave, if the Berries give up a touchdown before intermission. Coming back from 10 against this quality team is going to be tough enough. So they need to get a stop here on this series on this possession. Back to pass is Metzger. Metzger under heavy pressure now rolls out to the right. He's got some running room inside the 25-yard line. He'll step out of bounds to stop the clock at the 21-yard line. Jaquez Jackson Guajardo in the neighborhood. About a gain of 11 yards. So 2nd down and 9 with 53.7 seconds to go. So that was well done by Metzger. Got all the yardage he could and then stepped out of bounds to stop the clock and give his Knights a chance to put some more points on the board before intermission. 17-7, Central Catholic on top. Metzger looks over to the sideline, gets the play call. with Meister in the backfield. Now the handoff to one of the receivers in motion. He's got some running room. Deegan Kitchell in pursuit and will make the tackle, and he tackles him inbounds. Well done by Deegan Kitchell. That time the clock will continue to run as Noah Smith gets no gain on the play, and valuable time is running off the clock inside of 40 seconds to play. Let's see if the Knights maybe clock it, although it is third down, so if they clock it, they'll be in fourth down situations. Looks like they're going to have to try and run a play here. They're already down to 30 seconds. Well, they do spike it with 29.2 seconds to go.
Try to get the points.
So we'll see. Yep, that's always a possibility. Henry did kick a field goal, and they're going to kick it with the wind. So the Knights have had the ball inside the 40-yard line twice here in the latter stages of this first half. The Berries, though, have forced them to field goal attempts. Henry made the first one a moment ago, and now Coach Johnson will take a timeout. Maybe try and ice the kicker a little bit. This would be a 39-yard field goal with 29.2 seconds left to play here in our first half. The Berries drew first blood on a block punt and returned for a touchdown by Lauren Taylor, but 17 unanswered points since then for Central Catholic, and they're threatening to add to that 17-7 lead with a long field goal attempt coming from Thomas Henry. 5'7", 135-pound senior. But he hit one from 40 yards just a couple of moments ago. The wind may have subsided just a little bit, Dave. The flags are still moving pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of going in and out, it feels like.
But the wind is at the back of Henry.
Well, I think the silver lining is, if we can hold them to 3 points, then at least we could get the lead with two touchdowns, which, is possible, certainly early in the second half if we can get kind of this defense set up for this air raid offense.
The Bears have already had one kick block here tonight in return for a touchdown. How about another one? See if this would be an ideal time, obviously. A 39-yard attempt for Henry again. He's on the left hash, which is where he was when he made that 40-yard field goal a few moments ago. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is blocked. And now it is deflected by Caden Walker. He's got a convoy of blockers in front of him. Gets to the sideline, and he's going to be run out of bounds at the 42. And that
just threw him into the metal bench, it looked like.
And that was way out of bounds. No flag on the play. Coaches are furious, as that was A.J. Delgado. He was beyond the white stripe, Dave. As you mentioned, throwing him into the bench. Now, he did engage the player on the field of play, and perhaps that's why they didn't throw the flag. But Coach Russell and Coach Johnson,
he whipped him into that sideline. That's certainly going to be some motivation going into that second half, as there was, just a little skirmish earlier between these guys.
Well, the crowd was a little bit silent after the 17-point unanswered by Lafayette Central Catholic. This has got the crowd back into the game. And the Berries, will see if, as you mentioned, Dave, can use that for motivation, as that was blatant. Caden Walker was a good 5 or 6 yards out of bounds when Delgado threw him out of bounds. Way out of bounds. But Berries got to play through it. They didn't get the call, so they'll have it first down and 10. But Deegan Kitchell with a blocked field goal. Deflected into the air to Caden Walker, who made a nice return. The bad news, though, for the Berries, that will certainly limit what they can do in the passing game.
And Superintendent Michelle Starkey still standing up. Can't believe it. Geeing over there.
Now, the defender did engage with Walker in the field of play, but then he rode him out of bounds, and then the little extra with the body slam. I think that's what the Berries are complaining about. Hers back to pass. He'll set up the screen pass. Caught by Devalier. Good coverage by Charlie Seaberg. May have made contact just prior to the ball arriving, but I think the Berries will allow the remaining 10 seconds of this first half to wind down, and they will do just that. We are at halftime here at LMH Stadium. Our score, Lafayette Central Catholic 17, Logansport 7. We will step aside for break. When we return, we will have our Comfort Keepers halftime show live from Logansport.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Logansport Berry Band and dance team for your halftime entertainment.
How's it going? Thanks for coming. Thank you so much.
Joe.
How's it going?
Good. Joe. All right, Alan James, thank you very much. Welcome back to LMH Stadium. We are at halftime, and we are getting ready for the Comfort Keepers halftime show. Dave, just give me a moment before we start with the halftime show, something I've never seen before. As the officials were heading into the tunnel, the fans were booing them and giving them thumbs down. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Still complaining about that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that wasn't called.
It's a contentious game out there against the Knights, and I want to transition to talking about another kind of night, the good kind of night, the dark night, as we have a couple great guests here in the booth with us. We have owner-proprietor of the new Batman Museum, Mark Rakob, with us. Also, Randy Hayes, one of the kind of the Alfred to his Bruce Wayne down there. Let's start with Mark. Mark, tell us just, we're so excited. I've been so excited about your Batman Museum. We've been talking about it. You know, people have been kind of anticipating it to open. And so what can you tell us about the status of the Batman Museum?
Well, we're on step 6 of 8 of the red tape, and most of that was from the state requirements. And sorry about the pause, everybody, but we are unpaused, and it's very exciting as we're moving into the finishing stages.
Well, I got an opportunity to kind of take a peek in there, and it's just, I think, incredible what you've done with the Batcave and how that stuff looks. And I don't know what the apparatus is that you always see in the 1960s Batcave, but, you know, you got that down there. You've got all kinds of photo opportunities and things. And maybe tell us a little bit about, like, you know, how this kind of came to be in a nutshell.
Well, it was both. There were two different things that came to be to make it happen. One was that the bank said, "Do you have a showroom?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Well, you need one." I said, "Okay, that's a good idea." So I put that in my back pocket. And then the next was that I was amassing quite a collection, and it was overfilling the office. And as people would come in, they said, "You need to have a museum." So I put the two together, and that's what led to creating the Batman Museum. And thankfully, we've had a fantastic team, including Mr. Randy here, who's done a great job of making it happen, to bring all of those dreams and ideas to fruition that I've had going for a long time.
Now, I think that maybe we'll transition to Randy for a minute here. And Randy Hayes, a former kind of schoolmate of mine at Logansport High School.
That's right.
Played some basketball. Did you play other sports?
Nope, just
here?
Basketball.
Basketball,
Yep.
But with the great Ed Schilling, right?
Yep, Ed Schilling.
For a little while. And tell me about the ride that you've had, because I think that you've been with Mark for a lot of this journey once it kind of got green lit. Is that correct?
I've been here just about over a year now. I came in and we were just kind of, there was a lot already started, but the majority of the details, has come over the last year.
I know you guys have been putting in work with volunteers and some major sweat equity, and just talk about the excitement of where you are right now, because we're getting very near the end, I feel like.
You're starting to see all the details come together, the atomic pile in the Batcave, the Bat Pole Passage, there's the Wayne Manor study, some amazing things, just the details. It's really amazing to see Mark's vision and dream come to life.
I want to say that, I've always had this dream personally. I'm kind of an entertainment movie type guy. I've always had this dream of having something in Logansport that is pop culture, like destination. Something like, Spock's uncle lived here, something. Captain Janeway lived down. I know I'm talking Star Trek because I'm kind of a Star Trek geek. But, now we have this Batman Museum, and you talked about the detail, Randy, and we're back with Mark here. But, boy, I mean, this could be a destination and a really big win for Logansport as a whole.
Absolutely. In Ticonderoga, New York, they have the Star Trek sets for the set tours. So you've got that. In Metropolis, Illinois, you have the Superman museum there. This is our chance in Logansport to put us on the map in a way that's different than where we've been before. We have so much rich history here in this town, and we're going to be adding to that, I think, in a pretty big way.
Well, I think everybody in the community has seen the Batmobile around town, or been able to be beside it, take pictures, because of all the great things you do in the community with the Batman. And I heard you may have been over at a school today. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That was a blast. What was it, about 110 kids, Randy, that were out there, the four-year-olds and 5-year-olds?
Yeah. 4 and 5-year-olds, they were super excited, and the teachers were saying that's probably what they'll hear for the rest of the year now, is that they saw the Batmobile.
Well, Randy, you got your first ride in a Batmobile. I've been driving one since 1983. What was it like for you today?
It was amazing. The first time in it, it's amazing. You turn into a 10-year-old boy, man.
Well, speaking of 4 or 5-year-old kids, I was born in 1964, so Batman came out in '66. So I was 4 or 5 years old when I fell in love with the original Batman with Adam West and
Burt Ward.
And so my kids say, "You're crazy. How can you prefer 1966 to the new stuff?" But I guess I'm just old-fashioned. But I love the old stuff.
Right. Well, we grew up with it. It was our first Batman, and then the comic books became part of our lives after that. And then you had the '89 Batman movies and all of that. But yeah, I'm with you 100%. Burt Ward was my first celebrity, by the way. He was right here in Logansport in 1972. He went to 5 different elementary schools as Burt Ward, doing a bicycle safety awareness tour, and then he was in costume at Hendrickson Auto Sales, the Chrysler dealership.
Oh my gosh.
So how's that for fun? And it was a great time.
And I just want to mention, if we got time, my Batman memory is just growing up, I'd come home from kindergarten or something. I feel like you had Get Smart and you had the old Batman series. And what I loved as like a little kid about Batman, the series, is just the cliffhanger. I love the deep voice guy who, and then, the stay tuned, same bat time, same bat channel, and it
was such great fun.
Fun show, yeah.
And I do want to mention, though, that even though we're 66 Batman-centric, that we're all versions of Batman are going to be accommodated. I don't want somebody to come in there and say, well, my Batman's not part of this. We've got a timeline of the different Batman movies and the like. We've got Lego Batman figures for people, for the kids to stand behind. So that's one of my goals.
And I know, you've got, I don't know if we're supposed to keep surprises about what's in the museum, but I know you've got some very tall villains that people can take pictures with. I got to look at an early look at the bathrooms, which are themed, I believe, to the girls and boys in a Batman fashion. You've got basically a replica of his den with operational things inside if you're a Batman fan. I mean, this could be incredible, and I just hope that we see people from Brazil, in whiteface, not shaving their mustache for the Joker and things like that. I could probably do King Tut if I could get this beard to be a little bit longer. But it's just really exciting, and I just want to kind of wrap up a little bit with. When can you expect, or when can we hope to open?
A week from now, we're hoping to be able to do the final inspections somewhere in that neighborhood, and then we will be able to set the opening date. I'm whispering around Halloween, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, and will there be like an admission? Kind of how does a visit to the museum hope to go?
There will be an admission, both adults and children, and then we're going to have all kinds of great discounts for military, for first responders and the like as well. And we'll have a lot of surprises for people to be able to help them out with that.
And will we get to see Randy when I walk into the Batman Museum on day 10 or whatever? What will we see Randy doing in there? Will he be?
He's going to be working in the gift shop and then assisting me as I do lots of tours, and it'll be a great time. What do you think, Randy?
Absolutely, I can't wait.
So you guys are basically the Batman and Robin of Logansport, hopefully, if this thing can get going.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. To the Batmobile. Let's go.
And with that, Mark Rakob and Randy Hayes, just a pleasure to have you, and thank you so much for bringing something like this to the town, and the people who aren't nerds will soon be, hopefully, because this will be great.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Mark
Yes,
Rakob.
thank you very much.
All right, Mark Rakob, Randy Hayes from the soon-to-be-open Batman Museum, our very special guests. Still plenty more to come on the Comfort Keepers halftime show here at LMH Stadium in Logansport. Our halftime score, Lafayette Central Catholic 17, Logansport 7. There's more to come live from Logansport. Did you ever see the movie Hooper?
You say Cooper?
Hooper from the late 70s, Burt Reynolds as a stuntman.
I don't think so, but I should.
The stuntman, the actor that he stunted for, Adam West, was the
movie?
Was the movie star.
So Burt Reynolds was just a stuntman?
Yeah.
Like wasn't the stuntman as a character. He was
actually
the stuntman.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the gimmick of the movie. He was the stuntman, and the actor, the guy that he did stunts for, was played by Adam West. Jan Michael Vincent was also in it.
That is wild.
It was okay, but just to see Adam West in a different role was pretty cool. 77, 78, 79 in that time frame. Welcome back to LMH Stadium in Logansport as we continue with the Comfort Keepers halftime show. Our score, Lafayette Central Catholic 17, Logansport 7. The Berries drew first blood on a block punt returned by Lauren Taylor. They took a 7-0 lead, but it's been all Central Catholic since then as they lead 17-7. Special thanks again to the gentlemen that are going to make the Batman Museum a thing that's going to happen here soon, maybe by around Halloween. And how cool would that be to celebrate Halloween with the new Batman Museum that's maybe happening soon.
And maybe in some big cities, Joe, something like that can be done by like contractors, and there's a bunch of big donors. And even though they've had some great donors in the community, it's really been a blood, sweat, and tears effort. And those guys have converted an old building in Logansport, which there's plenty of, into a really cool destination spot. And I'm just so excited for them and glad that they were able to come to the football game and talk to everybody. Because if you ask somebody about the Batman Museum out in Logansport, they're going to say, wasn't that supposed to open last year?
Right.
Or, but things happen, especially when you're kind of bootstrapping something like that. And I think that people are just going to find it to be really special and a place they want to take their guests.
Yep, and especially going on right now, the youth football players from Logansport are getting introduced, all wearing their jerseys, part of the Jersey Shore theme night here at the student section. Still plenty more to come on the Comfort Keepers halftime show. Our halftime score, Lafayette Central Catholic 17, Logansport 7. There's more to come live from Logansport. Welcome back to LMH Stadium as we continue with the Comfort Keepers halftime show. Lafayette Central Catholic on top of Logansport 17-7. Caden Walker came out of the locker room a little bit early, was on the training table as he took that big tackle, a controversial play toward the end of the first half. Got the fans fired up, got the players fired up. As you mentioned, Dave, that could serve as motivation, but you can't let it affect you too much. Yes, you can use it as motivation, but you can't go too far. You still got to execute and play within yourself.
Well, it was quite a scene here, Joe, as you talked about the fans booed I think both the officials and the other team coming in, as the other team really was like almost taunting our team and the crowd. Very un-Catholic-like behavior. It's funny how some of the greatest violence comes from people who you wouldn't expect to be that way. But as we go down the list, if we have time for a little bit of stats, Joe, the first downs, the Berries had 5 in that first half. The Knights had 8. As far as rushing attempts and yards, the Knights 11 rushes for 26 yards. The Berries 19 attempts for 61 yards. Big difference in the passing. Knights threw it 20 times, got 190 yards, and the Berries threw it 5 times for 23 yards. Total offensive yards for the Knights 216 compared to the Berries 84. The number of possessions, they both had 7 possessions. Time of possession, the Berries actually had the ball longer, 12:33 to the Knights 8:56. But I think no doubt the biggest difference has been several wide open, big old 25-yard, 30-yard chunk plays, including one, I believe, for a touchdown early in the quarter. So we were knotted up at 7 in the first, and then the Knights blank Logansport 10-0 in the second to make it 17-7.
And as Dave mentioned, a 28-yard touchdown pass to Jackson Kane late in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, a 43-yard pass to Hudson Gutwan, as Dave mentioned, wide open. Neither one of those guys was even close to being covered. Just breakdowns, which we did not see in the first 2 weeks. Now, granted, this is a much better team than what the Berries saw in the first 2 weeks, but uncharacteristic of what we've seen here in the early going from the Berries this season.
Yeah, the Berries, they haven't had to play against a team that executes as well as this Central Catholic team has and is as sharp in the passing game. And we certainly have run into these teams over the years that are very efficient in all of that. But it's going to be interesting with the dicey way that the second half ended. We're going to see if the Berries defense can come back. We haven't seen the Berries defense leave people wide open like that. I can't remember the last time I've seen 2 instances in the same game of that. And so hopefully they figured out a little bit of what Central Catholic is doing, and we can turn it around here. Only down a couple scores.
All right, that will do it for our Comfort Keepers halftime show. Once again, our halftime score, Lafayette Central Catholic 17, Logansport 7. When we return, we will have half number 2 live from Logansport. Thank you very much, Alan James. Welcome back to LMH Stadium. We're ready to start quarter number 3. The Berries deferred, so they played defense to start our ball game, so they will get the ball to start our second half. They have the wind at their back here in this third quarter, so it is vital for the Berries to try and get some points on the board while they have the wind at their back here in this third quarter, down 17-7. And we'll see what kind of motivating factor that controversial late hit out of bounds that was not called. As Lafayette Central Catholic, when they came out of the tunnel at halftime, the student section booed them again. So, as you mentioned, Dave, they were booing the officials and the Knights, but the Berries got to try and stay within themselves. Just use that to motivate them, but got to take care of business, see if they can get this come from behind win. High, short, end-over-end kick is fielded by Caden Walker. He fumbles it, but he picks it up. He's got some running room, spins his way across the 25-yard line to about the 27-yard line. As that wind definitely affected that kick from Thomas Henry. And Caden was on the run trying to field it. Caught it at about his knees, bobbled it, but fortunately he was able to pick it up. And not bad starting field position for the Berries at their own 27.
No, I thought that was pretty good composure with all of the kind of intensity of this game. He drops it, able to pick it back up, get some decent yardage. And so, here come the Berries on offense, which it's been kind of rough going so far. A lot of pretty good short runs, but we're looking for a big play here in the first series.
Down 17-7, so we'll see if the Berries can stem the tide here on a handoff to Walker, and nothing doing that time as that play was blown up. Will Spencer in on the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Berries.
And I'd like to give you a quick update on the stream, Joe. My wife says that it's working beautifully.
Okay.
But I'm going to start maybe going through some of the YouTube chat because I see Grayson Long said, "Let's go Berries."
Okay.
He's watching, so shout out to Grayson Long. And Anna Zarate said, "Why are you talking during the band performance?" And Anna, we are on the radio, and they are taking our feed into the stream, so we can't be quiet.
Her hand rolls out to his right. He's got a man wide open. A diving catch by Deegan Kitchell and a first down for the Berries across the 40-yard line. As that was an excellent play. A bullet from Bryson Hurth through it where only Deegan Kitchell could make the play away from the defenders, and he comes up with a big 16-yard gain.
Yeah, that wasn't, kind of right on the numbers, but it was good enough. He found the open guy, and, just a nice play there by Deegan to make sure he was able to handle that ball.
First down of the second half for the Berries. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Jackson Walker in motion. Now on the counter play is Caden Walker, fumbles it, was able to fall on his own fumble, but a loss back to the 39-yard line. And with yards so hard to come by in the running game, Dave, any miscue really is costly. A 3-yard loss on market at the 40, but 2nd down and 13.
Absolutely, Joe. And, if we were down more than this, I would say that this drive would have been just absolutely critical. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we can keep it within 10, we've got several chances to turn this thing around. But I'm not running and hiding so fast. 2nd and 13, we still got something going, but not quite do or die yet.
2nd and 13 for the Berries at their own 40-yard line. Walker in motion. They fake the handoff. Rolling out to his left is her. He's got a man open. It is Deegan Kitchell, and he makes the catch inside the 35-yard line down to the 34-yard line. On a perfect thrown ball that time from Bryson Hurth, rolling out to his left, thrown against the body, hit Deegan Kitchell in stride, and a big gain down to the 34-yard line.
And we've seen what Bryson Hurth can do when he actually has some space. That's about the first time that he's really had a chance to be a quarterback without somebody hanging off of his neck. So what a great throw. What great pressure to have to make a throw rolling out when you don't get to throw it very often. You can't hardly probably ever get in a rhythm. So great play there, and the first big chunk play I can remember for the Berries.
27-yard pickup. The Berries have it 1st and 10 at the Central Catholic 34-yard line. Her back to pass. She's got a man open. That's just a little bit too tall that time for Deegan Kitchell. He was well covered that time by Gutwein. So he was open. There wasn't much of a window, though, for her. As we mentioned, Gutwein in excellent coverage, but maybe 6 or 8 inches too tall for Kitchell, who leaped high into the air and almost came down with that one.
Yeah, Deegan Kitchell at 6'3", 190, but he looks like a big old boy out there and almost had it, but pretty hard to catch in that sort of traffic.
So 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 9 minutes, 36 seconds to play in our third quarter. Lafayette Central Catholic 17, Logansport 7, but the Berries have something going here on this drive, and they would love to hit pay dirt and get right back into this contest. Now the handoff to Devalia. He's got a big hole inside the 30-yard line. Fights his way down to about the 26-yard line. 8-yard pickup on 2nd down. It will set up 3rd and short for the Berries. 3rd and about 2.
And I'm going to call Coach Johnson the professor because of his English teacher days, but the professor probably totally retooling the game plan after seeing what happened in the first half. It's always exciting to see how Coach Johnson takes a set of plays from a first half and then kind of juggles them around a little bit in the second half.
3rd down and 2. Logansport has it at their own, or at the Lafayette Central Catholic 26-yard line. Hand up to Devalia. He has the first down and more. Devalia down to the 20-yard line. The right side of that offensive line gave Duvalier a little bit of a hole, and he exploded through that hole. 7-yard gain and another Logansport first down.
And people like Chris Anthony and the brothers Walker, those are guys that really get fired up when their back's against the wall. And Duvalier, just great friends with Caden Walker. I imagine that he's like, "What did you do to my friend?"
Yep.
And he's ready to get some good running going.
First down and 10, Logansport at the Knight 20-yard line. Jackson Walker on handoff around the left side, and nothing doing this time for the second time this half. Will Spencer with a tackle for loss. Back to the 23-yard line, loss of 3 on the play. We'll set up second down and 13.
I think, Joe, as long as the Berries can get some points, as long as they can get that, a field goal or a touchdown, they're going to be in really good shape. Step one, score. Step two, see if you can, get a stop here against a very good pass and run team in Lafayette Central Catholic.
Especially with the wind at their back here in this third quarter, and that's a nice drive that they've put together. It is vital they put any kind of points on the board, like you said, Dave, either 3 or 7. Now her back to pass rolls out to his right. He's got some running room if he wants, and the pass is a little bit too tall and behind Duvalier. In coverage that time for Central Catholic was A.J. Delgado. Bryson did have a little bit of room on that right side. I'm not sure how much he could have gained, but he thought he would hook up with Duvalier, but the pass was errant. And it's third and long for the Berries.
And I hate when he rolls into my blind spot, Joe. It's just down here. But, yeah, it looked like he may have had a little bit of daylight. It looked like he had to throw it kind of hard to try to put it in a place where the opponent couldn't get it.
So we'll see what the Berries drop. Third down and 13. You'd think it would be 4-down territory, so they have a couple of plays to try and pick up these 13 yards. Hand off to Duvalier. Duvalier has some running room, gets some positive yardage down to about the 17-yard line. Give him 6 on that third down carry. It will set up 4th and long, and Coach Johnson is going to keep his offense out there. And 4th down and long, 4th and 7 from the 17-yard line. Clock running, 7:23 to go. Third quarter, Central Catholic on top, 17-7. And this is one of the biggest plays of the game so far. As long as we're trying to convert here on 4th down and long. Her rolls out to his left. The pass is too tall for Caden Walker, who was open. Not sure if he would be able to get the first down. The coverage was not bad, but the pass was just a little bit too tall. And Central Catholic takes over on downs.
And, Bryson, like we said, hasn't had a whole lot of opportunity to throw this season. Just misses his receiver just by a little bit. But, good call, I think, by the coach,
Yep.
Joe. That's, we're going to have to stop these guys anyways. So you might as well see if we can, see what we can do on a 4th down,
Yep.
a big play. Unable to make it happen this time, but the next time it may happen.
Yep, that 3-yard loss on the first play of that series of downs really came back to haunt the Berries. That set them up in 4th and very long. And give Central Catholic credit for coming up with the stop on down. So they'll take over first down and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Up 17-7 with 7:08 to go in our third quarter. Now Metzger fakes the handoff. The pass is almost intercepted that time as Tate Strong and Quincy Jackson broke on that one. And as Jackson Kane cut off his route, a little button hook that action that time, and the Berries were ready for it. And the pass falls to the turf incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Central Catholic.
And that's one, Joe. We need a couple more here. And this crowd is just itching to erupt. Anything the Berries can do.
2 receivers to either side of the formation for the Knights. 2nd down and 10. Metzger looking to his left. The pass is incomplete. Quincy Jackson, Tate Strong in double coverage that time. That had no chance of being completed to Jackson Kane. Central Catholic lucky that didn't get intercepted, especially when you throw into double coverage against those 2 fine athletes that the Berries had defending that play. 3rd down and 10. With 7:01 to play, third quarter. Central Catholic on top, 17-7. And here's a big 3rd down for the Berries to try and get this Central Catholic offense off the field. Still 17 seconds to go on the play clock, so plenty of time for the Knights as they are at the line of scrimmage getting ready to snap the ball. They look over to the coaching staff on the far side. Now Metzger back to pass. They're going to set up a screen pass. It is caught by Meister, but he is hit immediately. Kyle Rosie on the stop. Gain only about 3 yards to the 20-yard line, and that will set up Central Catholic with a 4th and long, and they send the punt unit out. And the last time they punted Dave Packard, Mr. Lauren Taylor came up with a block and a touchdown. So we'll see if history can repeat itself as the Knights trying to punt this one into the wind.
I want history to repeat itself, Joe. And what a cute display there by the mini football berries, getting a sign to make some noise out and getting a rise out of the student section, some fans.
Caden Walker standing at the midfield stripe to return this kick for the Berries. Metzger into punt for Central Catholic. A high snap. And the ball is almost blocked. I can't believe Deacon Kitchell didn't come up with that one. It was a short kick. It will take a Logansport bounce. And was that Hippolyte who fielded it? I believe he did. And that was dangerous by Hippolyte. But we still have the ball. And the Berries are like, Caden Walker's like, what are you doing, man? He's like, I had it the whole way. And so out the 33-yard line. So good starting field position for the Berries following a 13-yard net punt. Credit the Berries with great pressure to cause that short punt. And Hippolyte, Johnny on the spot to pick it up and get a couple of extra yards for the Berries.
I tell you what, Joe, that was very similar to Caden Walker in the same situation. The wind must be getting a hold of these punts.
Yep. Oh, no question.
And sending them backwards as that one was bound to head back towards their end zone as well.
And that's why the Berries need to cash in and take advantage of this opportunity while they do have the wind at their back here in the final 6 minutes and 11 seconds of this third quarter, down 17-7. Devalier in at fullback. Her back to pass. He's got Deacon Kitchell wide open. It is caught inside the 5-yard line. He is tackled, but it'll be first and goal for the Berries on an absolutely beautifully thrown ball. Great pattern run by Kitchell. Her hit him in stride, and a first and goal for the Berries.
Yeah, it looked like it was so close that it might be a touchdown there, Joe, but the Berries, with probably their best field position in the game, able to capitalize with a big play, and now you got to get it in the end zone.
Yep, no question about it. So now Hippolyte will come out, and they get an extra offensive lineman in there. And it's jumbo package coming in for the Berries near on first and goal at their own 2, following that 31-yard completion from her to Deacon Kitchell. And the Berries in business. First and goal. Handoff to Devalier, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. With 5:40 to go, third quarter, 17-13, with the point after to come.
Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, Joe, and these guys playing hard all night. They've been practicing hard in the summer sun, and they've come out in the second half and had a really great series there, both on defense and on offense. So right back in it, Joe, trying to kick for a 3-point deficit.
Yep, Dylan Ham in to try the point after. Bryson Herr is the holder. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Quarter number 3. Lafayette Central Catholic on top, but now it's a one-possession game. 17-14, Knights on top of the Berries. And the Berries have had a great start to the second half. They've had the wind at their back, and they've taken advantage, and they're right back in this contest.
Now, I wonder, Joe, do we have any time to talk about the Hoosier Conference? Because you mentioned a couple divisions, the big school and the small school division. Is there anything you think our fans need to know? I wish I would ask the Batman people what fans needed to know about the museum.
Well, even though they're going to be playing other teams from the conference, only those against in your division will count as conference games. So the Berries will have 3 conference games, as there are only 4 teams in the small school division, so they have a round robin, so they can only get 3 conference games. So the Berries will have 3 conference games against Twin Lakes, Hamilton Heights, West Lafayette, and Western. So the four games. So those are the teams that are in the big school conference.
And in the small school conference, you got these guys, Central Catholic, Benton Central will be there next week, Rensselaer and Tipton. But it's very interesting to look at a conference that has 2 divisions.
Yep.
And we're in the big school division. Mm-hmm. I never thought of Logansport as a super big school, but
with the switch to the Hoosier Conference, the Bears are now the biggest conference in the Hoosier Conference in terms of enrollment by a pretty significant margin. I think Western is second, but the Bears, I think, have a couple hundred extra students than Western. I believe Western is in 3A in football, while the Berries remain in 4A. I think they're the lone 4A school in football in the Hoosier Conference. Ham will kick it off. Gutwein will field it at about the 9-yard line to try and set up a return toward the right, and he is going to be brought down. Tate Strong on the stop, along with Jackson Walker, and he did not get back to the 20-yard line. Central Catholic will take over inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line, and the Berries defense needs to come up with another stop.
Well, crucial is to eliminate the wide-open wide receiver, because that has just been the backbreaker for this Logansport defense, is losing a guy that then gets wide open 30 yards down the field. So Joe, I think we can stop them if we can eliminate that one instance of the big chunk play.
And again, the Knights going into the wind, although you look at the flags right now, for the moment at least, the flags are still. So if Central Catholic wants to put it in the air, this might be a good play to do it while the wind has died down temporarily. And like they said, they're going to hand the ball off to Meister, who's got some running room across the 25-yard line. He's going to be tackled right there at the 25-yard line. Devalier and Caden Walker on the stop. They'll give him forward progress out at the 26, so a solid gain of 7 for Meister. 2nd down and 3 for Lafayette Central Catholic. Clock running, 5:15 to go, third quarter. Central Catholic 17 and Logansport 14. RJ Clem into the defensive line for the Berries. The handoff to Meister. Meister is hit by Deegan Kitchell, and he will go nowhere. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It will set up 3rd down and 3.
Wow, 2nd and 2 to 3rd down and 3, and this is a great block, not a crucial stop, but a big stop for the Berries that they're going to need to get.
There's a timeout on the field as there is a Central Catholic player who is shaken up. And while we have a break, stoppage in play while they tend to the injured Knight, Milt Hess, our good friend, has a halftime score. Pioneer on top of Winnemac, 27-0. So the Panthers trying to get the bad taste out of their mouths after that drubbing against Knox last week. Kind of a shocking score, Dave, especially the way that Pioneer handled Lewis Cass in week 1.
Absolutely. As we sit here and see this young man get tended to, I feel like there's been a few kind of long injury stoppages of play. They felt like both after really good Berries plays, but that's what happens when you make a good play is there's a lot of physical contact, and sometimes somebody gets a cramp or whatever. But again, Central Catholic player just able to kind of hop up and walk out under his own power.
And I thought that might be the running back, and that was Mason Meister, who was injured on that tackle from Kitchell. Fortunately, he is able to leave the field under his own power and looks to be okay. I'm sure he'll get back into the lineup. We do have a score at the end of 3. Lewis Cass on top of Peru, 17-13 down at Walton. So we saw Peru opening night, a team that is rebuilding, so that would be a good win for the Lewis Cass Kings, especially after that loss to Pioneer to open the season. They did get a win last week, though, over Northfield, so they're 1-1 on the season. Are the Kings trying to get above 500 for the first time this year? Here it's 3rd down and 3. Central Catholic has it at their own 27-yard line. 4:36 to go, third quarter. The Knights on top of the Berries, 17-14. Now Metzger back to pass. Has good protection. He's got a man wide open. It is going to be complete. A first down and more across the 40. Go out the 45-yard line, and taking a big hit that time was Delgado. Yes, he took it, but he was able to hold on to the football and get a first down for the Knights out at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call a manwich meal.
They
used to call it. And I was talking about wide open receivers. That was more of a medium wide open there in the middle of the field. And as long as we stop those long ones.
Now the handoff to the running back, Jackson Kane, into Logansport territory, and he finishes the run that time and down around the 41-yard line. And Jackson Kane with a 15-yard gain.
And a fierce head down into the Berries defense, pushing the Berry way back. And what a collision, as he animately said, first down.
Yep, and the Knights have something going here on this drive. Kane with another handoff up the middle, breaks the tackle inside the 35-yard line, a flag on the play. They throw it right at the tackle, so the official looks like the initial indication is going to be holding or maybe grabbing a face mask, as they threw it right where the contact was made on the ball carrier. We'll see what the call is going to be. And the Knights seem to think it's going to be against Logansport, and it is. The Matt Lang penalty tracker. First penalty of the second half, but it's a big one. Face mask.
We got a Berry out there holding his hand, maybe Tate Strong.
Okay.
Kind of grimacing, holding his wrist/hand.
He's going to
trying to shake it off.
Yep. He's going to stay out there. So following the penalty, it's first down and 10. Central Catholic has it at the Logansport 27-yard line. The Bears need to keep the Knights from scoring on this possession. Keep it a one-possession game. Metzger back to pass. Now a swing pass to Jackson Kane out in the flat. Cuts it inside the 25-yard line. Still on his feet is Kane inside the 20. He's very close to the first down. He's going to be about a half yard short of the first down. And that was a great run after the catch that time from Kane.
A little screen pass there, and kind of wide open the whole time. The Berries kind of playing it safe until the ball was thrown. A couple missed tackles and some hard running there by Central Catholic. And this is a very important situation now as the Berries are backed up and Central Catholic getting into the red zone here.
2nd down and 1. The Knights have it at the Logansport 18-yard line. With 3:25 to go, the clock stopped temporarily as they tended to. Not sure why the clock stopped, actually, as that was tackled in the field of play, but the clock now restarts with 3:20 to go. And 2nd down and short. Metzger sets up a middle screen. The pass is caught by Gutwein. Not much yardage that time, but they didn't need much. He'll have the first down to the 16-yard line. Only got 2, but they only needed a yard. So new set of downs for the Knights. 1st down and 10 at the Logansport 16-yard line.
Well, the Berries had a really good defense all year, and when offense for an opponent gets within the red zone, it starts to be easier to kind of cover the field as you don't have to worry about 30 yards behind you, basically. So we'll see if Logansport can kind of bend, not break here.
And the good news is they're into the win, so that makes the field goal that much more difficult for the Knights going into this direction here in the later stages of this third quarter with 2:55 to go. Third quarter, 17-14, Central Catholic on top. Metzger back to pass, swing pass to Jackson Kane in the left flat. Has some running room inside the 15-yard line. And he is brought down right there by Chris Devalier. So nice play by Chris. And since he went out of bounds, the clock stops with 2:43 to go. And that's is huge with the wind in Central Catholic's face. That, again, makes a field goal that much more difficult if the Berries can get a stop here on this series of downs.
Yeah, we saw Central Catholic miss a field goal earlier, Joe, as it just kind of died and went to the right. I thought it was blocked. So it's amazing how this wind has had a factor really only in the kicking game. The passing game working pretty well for both sides.
Well, the clock did stop temporarily, but has restarted now with 2:25 to go. And not sure why that was. Maybe it was stopped by mistake. Here's the handoff to Meister, who's back into the game. He'll have gain down to about the 10-yard line. We'll set up 3rd down and about 4. So good to see Meister back in after he was shaken up. But the way he left the field, we were pretty sure he was going to be able to return. That's good to see him back on the field for the Knights. And it is a big 3rd down. 3rd down and 4. Lafayette Central Catholic has it at the Logansport 10-yard line. With 1:55 to go, third quarter. Central Catholic 17, Logansport 14. And Metzger hands off to Meister. Meister is hit by Kitchen, but he's able to bounce off him, and he'll have the first down. It'll be 1st down and goal for Central Catholic at about the 5-yard line. Deegan upset with himself. Deegan just couldn't quite wrap up. He did make some solid contact, but you got to wrap up good ball players, and Deegan just wasn't in a position to make that tackle. And a 1st and goal for Central Catholic.
Central Catholic doing a pretty good job of kind of mixing up what they're doing, and I think the Berries so afraid of their lethal passing, they've been able to get some pretty good power runs here, and I'm sure the coach throwing everything in the playbook to get this score back up by 2 scores.
1st down and goal. Central Catholic has it at the Logansport 5-yard line. 1:10 to go, third quarter. The Knights trying to get this back to a 2-possession game. Metzger back to pass under heavy pressure, puts it up for grabs. It is going to be almost intercepted. As Jaquez was in position that time, Jaquez Jackson Guajardo, as Metzger was under heavy pressure and was just trying to throw it away, and that was nearly a disaster for the Knights.
I couldn't even see who flew in there, Joe. Did you see the number on that guy?
No.
But who was that masked man, as we might say on like a Batman-type show? But boy, Berry defender just came flying through there and nailed the quarterback after he had thrown, but I think the Berry was in the motion.
2nd down and goal. Central Catholic has it at the Logansport 5-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. With Meister in the backfield. And now Kane comes in motion. Now they fake the handoff. Passes to Kane out in the flat. He's got a blocker. And he's into the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown. And credit Hudson Gutwein with a good block to allow Kane to get into the end zone. A 5-yard touchdown. And it's a 2-possession game once again for the Knights. 23-14 with a point after to come.
From the box, Joe, it looked like it was an up-the-gut run to me, but it went to the right. And I don't know if that was a handoff or a toss, but boy, he had a lot of kind of running room and blockers in front of him, able to just kind of barely turn the corner at the last second there by the sideline. What a good play for Central Catholic, and the Berries still in it, but they just have to stop this juggernaut of an offense that Catholic has brought over. 81-yard on touchdown drive that time is following the great special teams play. Central Catholic was backed up inside the 20, but credit the Knights as they put together a masterful drive to get this lead back up to 2 possessions, 23-14 with a point after to come from Thomas Henry. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is up.
The kick is off the upright and
doink.
no good. So a doink off the left upright, but it still remains a two-possession game, 23-14, but a field goal and a touchdown and an extra point. Now win it for the Berries, as if we're going to look ahead with still more than a quarter to play, but it has to start. At the offensive end, they got to try and continue the momentum. They've had two good drives here in the second half. Stopped on downs in the first one, cashed in the last time on a touchdown. They need to keep that positive energy going on offense.
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, this defense, I think, has gotten better as the game has gone along against this kind of first look at a high-powered offense for the season. But we can't stop. We can't start trading points.
No.
And the Berries haven't scored on every possession they've had. So. These guys, they got good coaching. They've got kind of good grit, determination. They've come back. Many people on this team have been down by a score or two or more and been able to come back and make it a close game. So no doubt the Berries can get back in it. But how do you stop the juggernaut that is Lafayette Central Catholic tonight? Yeah,
they tried to give us some different looks on that possession with some blitzes and different packages, but they were equal to the challenge, were the Knights, to get a 81-yard touchdown drive, and they lead 23-14 with 54.7 seconds to go. Jackson and Caden Walker back deep to receive this kick from Thomas Henry, who does have a strong leg, but he is kicking into a breeze. So see if the Berries maybe move up a little bit. And a high and short end-over-end kick to Vallier. Will actually field it at the 16-yard line. Will set up a return right up the middle across the 30 goes Chris, out near the 35. So a nice run that time from Vallier. He didn't mess around, Dave. He got the ball in the middle of the field, and he just went straight ahead and got a nice return and good starting field position for Logansport.
Yeah, Chris Anthony just kind of lowering his shoulder and his head and trying to get as many yards as he could up the middle. And I was, you're just always hoping that, he's going to be able to navigate that and just kind of break away. We have very dynamic returners on our team, and we haven't been able to get one back yet this year.
1st and 10, Logansport has it at their own 34-yard line, 49 seconds to go, third quarter. The Berries trailing 23-14. Duvalier gets the handoff up the gut across the 40-yard line, close to the first down. I believe they're going to mark him about a half-yard short, but that offensive line has been opening up some holes here in the second half, and Duvalier's taking full advantage. A 9-yard pickup will set up second down and a yard. And the Berries only a couple more plays with the wind at their back here in the late stages of this third quarter. Down 23-14. So see maybe if the Berries take a shot here on second and short. If it falls incomplete, you still got third and short. We'll see. Like I said, they're going to hand the ball off to Duvalier, and he'll have the first down near the midfield stripe. They'll mark him down at about the 48-yard line. The clock stops temporarily to move the chains, but that may well be the final play of this third quarter. It is a first down for Logansport. They have it at their own 48-yard line, and the Berries will allow the remaining seconds of this third quarter to tick off and try to mount a comeback here in the fourth quarter. At the end of 3, our score, Lafayette Central Catholic 23, Logansport 14. When we return, we'll have quarter number 4 live from Logansport. Thank you very much, Alan James. Welcome back to LMH Stadium. 3 quarters in the books. Lafayette Central Catholic 23, Logansport 14. The Berries will have the football as we start our fourth quarter. They have it first down and 10 at the Lafayette Central Catholic 48-yard line. So the Berries much better offense in the second half than what we saw in the first half. Scored 1 touchdown, got it close to the goal line their previous possession, stopped on downs, but they're going to have to do it again. Down 9. Elliot Baldini into fullback. Now the counter handoff to Jackson Walker, and he is hit, or Caden Walker, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, a yard loss back to the 47-yard line. We'll set up second down and 11 for the Berries.
Let's go, Berries. I mean, this is, as I'm sure the listeners are tense, particularly the ones that aren't within the field city limits here. Barry's still with a shot, but they're going to have to score. They're going to have to get the ball back and score again. And this Lafayette Central Catholic team has really been moving the ball when they want.
2nd down and 11. The Berries have it at their own 47-yard line. Hippolyte split out wide to the left. And now all sorts of motion. This is going to be illegal motion on the Bears as they had multiple men in motion. The pass is caught by Hippolyte. It will be a first down, but this is going to be called back as both the wingbacks were moving prior to the snap of the football, so that's going to be illegal motion on the Berries. And a 5-yard mark-off penalty, the 5th penalty of the night for 30 yards for the Berries. So they have not had a lot of penalties today, but it seems like they have come at the absolute worst time, and that erases the first down completion to Nickinson Hippolyte.
Makes me very sad, Joe. It just does. It's never good when your team can't really catch a break here.
Yep.
But all the credit goes to the Central Catholic team for just being very good here under pressure on the road.
So now the 5-yard mark-off makes it 2nd down and 16. Logansport has it at their own 42-yard line. They need to get to the other 42, the Central Catholic 42, to keep this drive alive. And with the time of the essence down to around 11 minutes to go, Logansport's not going to have too many more possessions, so they need to come up with something here on 2nd down and long. Herr rolls out to his left under heavy pressure. The pass is going to be caught by Jackson Walker. Now it goes to the turf incomplete as he had it in his hands. Gutwein delivered the hit. I think Jackson had it the whole way, Dave, until he hit the turf, and it bounced incomplete. An almost miraculous catch by Jackson Walker.
Yeah, it looked like several hands/arms kind of on the ball as it finally got there, and 2 people in the same area. So you even had an extra cornerback kind of messing with that throw. But what a great little throw there by Bryson, rolling out to his left and able to kind of zip it out. It didn't look like he was even going to be able to get it off. But able to put it on the money pretty well.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the Berries.
Captain Jackson had it the whole way, but the turf hitting that turf hard caused the incomplete pass. So now the Bears are really up against it. Now 3rd down and 16. Herr under heavy pressure sets up a screen pass, and it is going to be incomplete. Flag on the play, as it didn't look like there was a receiver in the area. So that might be intentional grounding, perhaps.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to throw at the feet of maybe that was a blocker.
And I think they're talking to the Knights, so the coaching staff, they're going to decline this penalty, obviously, set up 4th down and long. But although intentional grounding does come with a loss of down penalty, so that's going to be an eligible man downfield on the Berries. And the Knights will decline that and set up the Berries 4th down and 16. And I know Coach Johnson doesn't want to punt this one away, but I don't think he has any choice with so much
time left.
With not much time left, and I may not get a couple more possessions, but 4th down and 16, there's just not many plays in the playbook that you can dial up 4th and 16. I think he has no choice but to punt this one away with 10:47 to go, down 9.
And maybe he thinks maybe his defense can get the ball back, that their biggest play is yet to come.
So Bryson Herr into punt once again. We'll see if maybe he tries to kicks it low to keep it from that wind. And he does put a nice foot into it, kicks it away from the Central Catholic return man Gutwein. It does take a nice bounce down to the 27-yard line, so well done that time by Bryson Herr, who rolled out to his left to get away from the rush and kicked it away from Gutwein. Got a nice strong foot, especially into the wind. That was well done by Bryson Herr. But Central Catholic gets the ball back at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Knights with 10:39 to go. And the Bears need to. Not only do they need a stop, Dave, a 3-and-out would be really nice right about now as time is starting to become a factor. Here's the early stages of this 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's just been really hard to cover what is like 2 receivers on one side, 2 receivers on another side, and then a runner right beside the quarterback. This is just a hard offense to defend.
First possession of the 4th quarter for the Knights. The handoff to Meister, and he is hit down. The ball is loose. He's got to scramble for it. Logansport thinks they have it. We'll see what it is. And the Bears come up with it, and it is a fumble recovery by Kyle Rosie. And the Bears have it 1st down and 10 at the 27-yard line. So there's that man again, Dave. Kyle Rosie. He has been huge all season long for this Logansport team.
Yeah, he is a defensive beast, and couldn't be happier for him, as that's what Coach Johnson must have thought what I said, Joe. The big play on defense is what we needed, and we'll consider that punt a long pass. And now the Berries on a very good drive in very good position, and they have to come up with points on this drive.
You said it, Dave. That great punt setting them back up. That gives Logansport the great starting field position. Credit her with that great punt. We'll see what Logansport can do. Handoff to DeValier. He's hit as soon as he received that handoff. He was able to fight forward for about a yard, but the Knights blew that one up. Barry's lucky to get any kind of gain on that one. And lucky that DeValier didn't fumble the ball, as he was tackled almost as soon as he got that handoff from her. But he was able to hang on and get about a yard. So 2nd down and 9 for the Berries.
Central Catholic been handling the Berries' run pretty well and putting pressure on her whenever he's gotten an option. We'll see what happens.
Caden Walker in motion. Her rolls out to his right, has some running room, and now the breaks down. He had a little bit of a hole, but that was closed in a hurry. Jackson Kane and Samuel Watson make the stop. Her did see a little bit of an opening, but that hole closed as soon as it appeared, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
And I think Bryson considered that maybe they wouldn't expect him to run, and so he might have a good shot, but the defense reacted appropriately, able to get to him, and now we are on 3rd down, 3rd and 10.
Dillingham is loosening up to try he's ready for a field goal, but into the wind. They're nowhere close to his range, unfortunately, so the Bears are going to have 2 plays here to pick up this 1st down. 3rd down and 10. Her back to pass. Has plenty of time. The pass is going to be caught by Deegan Kitchell, and it will be a 1st down inside the 15-yard line.
And that's just like a Travis Kelsey. Just go out and post up and get that ball, and Deegan comes through as one of the big players on this team.
13-yard completion, and it will be 1st down and 10 for the Berries with 9 minutes to go. They have it 1st and 10 in the red zone at the Lafayette Central Catholic 14, down 9. I'm sure the Berries would they need a touchdown on the field. They'd like to get the touchdown now and save the field goal for when they need it. Now the pitch to Jackson Walker on the left side, spins out of one tackle, but he is hemmed in before he goes forward, and the ball comes up loose. They're going to say forward progress was stopped. I believe that they will, and I think that was the correct call. The Knights not happy with that, but I do believe the whistle had blown and forward progress was stopped.
Fortunate there for the Berries as a whole other team was pointing the other direction, which they do no matter what. But, boy, that was a close one.
But give Jackson Walker credit for at least getting a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And we need to also start to think about our Coca-Cola player of the game.
I know it.
And a stoppage of play, and we're going to see, did someone take a timeout? Perhaps the official referee and one of the line judges having a little conversation around the 20-yard line, and now we get a sideline warning on Lafayette Central Catholic. So each team has had a sideline warning. Clay Scott said as the 2nd sideline warning on Central Catholic. So this time it is a penalty for the Knights. A 5-yard mark-off takes it down to the 7.
All right.
And the Bears will take that. So now 2nd down and about 3 for Logansport. Actually, they mark it at the 8-yard line. And the clock will restart with 8 minutes and 5 seconds to play. In our 4th quarter, Lafayette Central Catholic 23, Logansport 14, but the Berries knocking on the door to try and get this back to a 1-possession game. The handoff to DeValier inside, and he's going to be...
Boom. I think he
got into the end zone, but they'll say his knee was down before he crossed the goal line, but it's going to be 1st down and goal for the Berries inside the 1-yard line.
Boy, it looked like it was DeValier that kind of fell near the letters in the...
Well, he definitely got into the end zone, but the official standing right there ruled his knee down before he broke the plane.
Oh my gosh!
But it is 1st down and goal inside the 1-yard line. And look up at the clock, and that's again becoming a factor. With 7.5 minutes to go, the Berries need 2 scores to pull this one out. So don't mess around, boys. Let's get this one in out right now. Save as much time as you can on the clock. They hand it off to DeValier, and he is into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown run. And the point after to come, and this is a big extra point because this could mean a field goal could win it for the Berries if Dillingham can knock this extra point through.
Oh, my gosh, Joe. If we're down for a field goal to win or lose, that'll be something. But the fireworks go off. Everybody in the stadium is pumped. Everybody on the hill is pumped. The kids are out in full force with their jerseys running around with the LHS flags and an extra point to go.
Yep, so it's a 3-point game, 23-20, a big point after. The kick is up, and the kick is good and well done by Bryson on the hold that time, Dave. That was a high snap. He was able to get it down, didn't disrupt the timing. Dillingham drills it through, And now the Bears are in a position where a field goal will win it, down 23-21 with 7:18 to go, fourth quarter.
And, they need another Kyle Rosie strip sack or something, Joe, because this defense has, they were our player of the game last week, was the whole defense. They played so well as a unit, and now that unit will be tested. They've been tested multiple times tonight, sometimes giving up these big chunk plays, but they are as in sync as they have been all night. And will they be able to stop this Central Catholic team?
They've stopped him a couple times here in the second half. The lone time they did was the 81-yard touchdown drive by the Knights that gave them a 2-score lead, but that has been erased on the great punt by Bryson Herr, then the turnover, fumble recovered by Kyle Rosie, and then the Berries cashed it in, and that big third down completion to Deacon Kitchell on third down and long. An absolute bullet thrown by Bryson Herr, who has been outstanding tonight. He has been under heavy pressure, but he has stood in there. We saw that last year in his sophomore season. He has gotten so much better here in his junior campaign, and he is the big reason the Berries are just down 2 with 7:18 to go, 23-21 Central Catholic.
Well, the biggest players on the field now are these special teams unit. You can't let Central Catholic get a good return here on this kickoff.
So we'll see if Dillingham maybe tries to kick it low against the wind, although the wind has died down temporarily, and he does kick it low. It bounced and fielded by Noah Smith. Tries to set up a return to the right, and he is going to be hemmed in. And Kaysen Good with some outstanding coverage on the special teams. Good to see Kaysen out there. We've talked about it a couple times this year, Dave. He just has been beset by injuries in his career, but he's healthy, and he made a play there, and the Berries needed that.
And this ball really bounces off this turf. Is a big old one hop.
Yep.
And unfortunately fielded by Central Catholic. As the press box is playing little killers, Mr. Brightside and jamming. This is just quite a scene, Joe. Yep. All the kids, all the families, and of course Logansport trying to come back.
Well, the Berries need a defensive stop. Down 23-21 with 7:13 to go. Central Catholic has it first down and 10 at their own 24-yard line. The handoff to Meister. Meister is hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down for a loss. Deacon Kitchell in on the stop. Christopher Curry was in the neighborhood.
It almost looked like he was able to get a handful of jersey and kind of rubber band him back.
Yep. A 1-yard pickup for Meister. Make it second down and 9 for Central Catholic at their own 25-yard line. Metzger in the shotgun. Hands off to Meister, and he is hit again at the line of scrimmage. May have fallen forward for a yard. In on the stop that time was Chris Martinez. Another 1-yard pickup for Central Catholic. It is third down and 8.
As we see senior leadership stepping up. Chris Martinez a senior, Kyle Rosie a senior, Deacon Kitchell, DeValier, a lot of senior leadership here.
Third down and 8. This is a huge, huge play for the Berries. Still plenty of time if they can come up with a stop here. Third and 8. Metzger back to pass. It is caught. It will be a first down by Gutwein across the 40-yard line. Now to about the 42-yard line. That was a well-thrown ball as Gutwein was pretty tightly covered. But credit Metzger throwing a dart and a big gain out to the 43-yard line. 17-yard pickup on third and 8. And the Knights will move the chains, and that takes some of the air out of the crowd for the Berries. But they still are in a position. Still 6 minutes to go if they can come up with a stop here on this set of downs. Metzger back to pass. The pass is caught by Jackson Kane. He is tackled immediately, but a good solid gain on first down out to the midfield stripe. 8-yard pickup for the Knights. We'll set up second down and about a long 3 for the Knights.
And the Berries are thinking no touchdown and turnover.
Yep.
And that's what they got to have here.
Second down and short. Still 20 seconds to go, and Central Catholic is in no hurry to snap the footballs. The clock is their opponent as much as the Berries is at this moment with 5:25 to go. Fourth quarter, the Knights clinging to a 2-point lead. Metzger pass is caught, and a first down, I believe, by Delgado. We'll have to see where they spot him. And I believe the forward progress will give him a first down at the 47-yard line, and another set of downs for Central Catholic. Make no mistake, Dave. This is a very good Central Catholic team that the Berries have run into tonight.
That is true. I mean, it's impressive enough that we were able to come back with that powerful first half.
First down and 10. The handoff to Meister. Meister is hit at the line of scrimmage, though he's able to fight his way and fall forward for a couple of yards. Tate Strong, Deacon Kitchell in on the stop. A 2-yard pickup. Second down and 8. And now as we approach 5 minutes to play, I think the Berries really need to get a stop on this set of downs. I think another first down will really hurt the Berries in a big way. They need to come up with a stop on this set of downs. Still 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Central Catholic in no hurry to snap the football. Metzger back to pass. Has plenty of time to throw. He's setting up the fly pattern, and it is overthrown.
Wow.
As DeValier was in tight coverage with Jackson Kane, as Quincy Jackson went to leap to catch it. That was about 10 yards over his head. I thought at first Quincy thought he had a play on that one, but that sailed way over his head. But fortunately for the Berries, DeValier in good coverage on Kane. Incomplete.
It looked like, if he could have dropped it right there in the window, that could have been 6, though, Joe.
So 3rd down and 8, another 3rd and 8. The Knights converted the last time they were on a 3rd and 8 in this possession. We'll see if the Berries can come up with a stop with 4:45 to go, down 23-21. Metzger's pass is caught by Gutwein, and he will have another first down. As Gutwein has come up big on a couple of big 3rd down conversions on this possession for the Central Catholic Knights.
Well, you would expect Catholics to have good wine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
And there you go. Mr. Packard will be here all week.
Send your angry letters
he
to
he encourages you to try the veal. So, Grayson Long, if you're still listening to YouTube, I'm sorry. First down and 10.
We could use Grayson out there as part of this good defense.
Could. First and 10 at the 35-yard line for Central Catholic. Metzger back to pass. Now, swing pass to Gutwein. Gutwein will have positive yardage inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. By the time they snap the ball, it will be inside of 4 minutes. So it's time that Coach Johnson may have to consider using some of his timeouts. Central Catholic has put together another masterful drive here.
Yeah,
in this fourth quarter.
They are so hard to defend with their skilled players and their many receiving options.
2nd down and 5. Central Catholic has it at the Logansport 30-yard line. Still 14 seconds to go on the play clock. So Central Catholic wisely letting some valuable time run off the clock. They still have 8 seconds to go. They don't have to snap the ball for another few seconds. Now back to pass is Metzger, and there's going to be a holding penalty. This pass is caught by Jackson Kane. He'll have a first down, but that's going to be brought back as Lauren Taylor did a nice job on the pass rush. Ty Clayton saved his quarterback from being sacked, but a holding penalty, and that is a big, big play. Not only does it take away that big completion, it'll stop the clock, and the penalty will be marked off. And a 10-yard penalty, the Matt Lang penalty tracker. That is the first penalty of the second half for Central Catholic. 4 for the game for 30 yards.
Good job of that Central Catholic blocker to stop an unblocked guy from getting to his quarterback, because hey, you never know, that could have been a fumble, with Lauren Taylor hit you, it might be a fumble and a run back. So costly penalty for Central Catholic, but probably a smart move.
Oh yeah. 2nd down and 15 for Central Catholic. They have it at the Logansport 40-yard line. 3:30 to go, fourth quarter. 23-21. Central Catholic on top. Pass is going to be caught by Jackson Kane, and he is close to the 30-yard line. Got Markham at the 31-yard line, a 9-yard pickup. Nice gain on 2nd down. It will set up a very manageable 3rd down and 6 for Central Catholic. And Central Catholic still with 30 seconds to go on the play clock, so they can take their time. By the time they snap this football, it'll be under 3 minutes to go. 3rd down and 6. As the cheerleaders and student section trying to will their defense into a big stop here on 3rd down and 6. And again, the Knights with plenty of time on that play clock. We're already inside of 3 minutes to go. And you would think this is a must stop for the Berries here on 3rd down and 6. Metzger back to pass. The Berries bringing the house. His pass is going to be overthrown as Delgado was open. He beat Nickinson. He was open by a couple of steps. Good pressure that time by the Berries. I think Metzger threw it a little bit before he wanted to and couldn't follow through that time. Couldn't step into the pass. So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:41 to go. 4th down and 6. And the Knights will take one of their timeouts. They have 2 remaining to talk this over. And we've seen a 40-yard field goal and a 39-yard field goal. This would be about a 47-yard field goal. I don't think Thomas Henry can phone that one home.
No, I don't think he can either. Great reference, Joe. And, boy, this is a nail-biter here at LMH Stadium. Oh, boy. I mean, what a game. And you got to think that quarterback for Lafayette Central Catholic just, one of his blockers got just totally demolished in front of him and dropped to the ground right in front of him. And maybe that gave him enough of kind of a missed composure to overthrow that ball. But However the Berries did it, the Berries are in position to possibly win this game, and so they need to go out and play their best down of defense right now if Central Catholic is going to indeed go for it.
And we'll see if the Berries maybe dial up a blitz, as they've not been able to stop this passing attack on this drive. Maybe try something different, as Gutwein has hurt them a couple of times on 3rd and long. So 4th and 6, and this could be your ball game for the Central Catholic Knights. They have it 4th and 6 at the Logansport 40-yard line or 30-yard line. They need to get to the 24-yard line. Gutwein in the slot to the right. We'll keep our eye on him. As Metzger back to pass. The pass is going to be broken up. As making a play on the ball that time was Caden Walker. He arrived at the same time as Gutwein, and Gutwein is still on the turf. That was a clean hit by Caden Walker. He arrived at the same time as the ball. Incomplete pass. The Berries take over on downs, and they've got a chance, Dave.
And Caden Walker with great anticipation and pretty remarkable as he's kind of hanging out in a zone there, and he's seen that pass be completed all night long, and this time he was ready for it, and he hits right as the ball gets there, and just a awesome strike on 4th down to jar that ball loose. And now the Berries in business, and what a matchup. And even though this is a non-conference game technically, even though we're kind of in the same conference or whatever, what a great game for both squads who have been blowing people out this year and now in a barn burner.
Well, we see Noah Lang, the former tennis great for the Logansport Berries. We named it the Noah Lang penalty tracker one night when he won the sectional, and he would be interested. Francis Tiafo and Taylor Fritz in the semifinals at the U.S. Open, Flansheen Meadows. 1 set apiece. Tiafo won set number 1. Fritz came back to win the 2nd set, so they are in the 3rd set, tied at a 1 set apiece. Well, that missed extra point by Lafayette Central Catholic is looming large right now, so now a field goal for the Berries will win it
for
Dylan Ham, but with the wind in their back, you'd think they'd have to get down to about the 15-yard line to have even a chance to kick the game-winning field goal. So that's about 55 yards in possession that they need. But 2:37 to go and all their timeouts left. They have a chance. Now Baldini gets the handoff across the 30, close to the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 6. And hurries over to the sideline to get the play. Now he sprints back to the huddle to try and snap this ball with 2:21 to go.
And Central Catholic, how much gas do they have left in the tank? They need to get pressure on the quarterback for the Berries if he drops back to pass. But the Berries with a long way to go, 2 minutes to go.
Now her back to pass. The pass is going to be caught by Caden Walker. Breaks 1 tackle. Is going to be close to the 45-yard line, but that will be enough for a Logansport 1st down. Gain of 10 on the play. The clock stops temporarily to allow the chains to move. With 2:02 to go, the Knights up 23-21. A field goal wins it for the Berries.
And Caden Walker giving a little bit of Hulk Hogan to his teammates. Gets a little bit of a wireless recharge like a phone, and we'll see what they dial up here.
1st and 10 for the Berries. Jackson Walker in motion. Her fakes the handoff to him, rolls out to his right. Flag on the play. We'll keep our eye on that. The pass is caught by Deegan Kitchell out to about the 49-yard line. We'll see what the penalty is, as that was thrown by the side judge, and see some Central Catholic players on the sideline cheering. So I don't know if they're trying to cheer on their defense or cheering the call that might go against Logansport. We'll wait and see what the official indicates, and he is keeping us in suspense, Dave, as he's taking a long walk toward the middle of the field. And now we got illegal shift on Logansport. Penalty number 6, according to the Matt Lang penalty tracker, for 35 yards. And that wipes out a pretty decent gain on 1st down. Good news for the Berries, the down will stay the same. So it remains 1st down, but now 1st and 15 at the 39-yard line of Logansport with 1:41 to go. The Berries with all 3 of their timeouts left, I believe, Dave. I don't think they have taken a timeout here in the 2nd half. So her under center, Caden Walker in motion. Her back to pass, has good protection. The pass is going to be a little bit too tall for Deegan Kitchell. He was well covered that time by Joel Baker. But there was not much of a window that time for Bryson Hurd to fit it in. Didn't miss that one by much.
My apology for the Raspberries, but man, he had some openness there, and unfortunately just kind of overthrown the ball. And boy, that was real close. And Hurd had some protection. That's the important part. Anytime Hurd drops back and he doesn't have somebody in his face is good news for the Berries.
Wasn't Eric Carmen the lead singer of the Raspberries? They had a big hit in the early 70s, I believe. That was
go all the way?
Yes, I believe so. Here's throws it up for grabs, and there's nobody there, and it's going to be intercepted by Lafayette Central Catholic. and some running room for Finn McLean across the 40-yard line. Jackson Walker will bring him down at around the 44-yard line. Some miscommunication that time. Looked like the receiver broke off the route. I think Bryson was expecting him to go long. When the receiver stopped, there were nothing but Central Catholic Knights in the area. 3 guys nearby, and the interception gives the ball back to Central Catholic with just 1:16 to go. Now, Logansport does have all 3 of their timeouts left, so they can use them. So if they can stop them and a 3 and out now, obviously that's going to leave them very, very little time, and with no timeouts left, they'll really be up against it. But if they can prevent a first down, they've got a chance.
Well, I tell you what a great game by both teams, and you got to feel bad for Bryson as, Joe, there ended up being nobody there, so it looked like he kind of just chucked it into the outfield with only outfielders out there, but it's because surely a receiver broke off and he expected him to go longer. Yep,
there had to be a miscommunication, unfortunately, between the receiving core and the quarterback, but it results in an interception for the Central Catholic Knights, and they have it first down and 10 at the 44-yard line. Handoff to Meister. Meister is tackled around the 47-yard line, gain of 3. The Berries will take a timeout. That is their first. They have 2 remaining with 1:11 to go. So again, they have a chance, but they have to get a stop, and Central Catholic is going to be paramount of trying to maintain ball possession and not fumble it. So the Berries perhaps can come up with a fumble, but just still going back to that pass play where I'm sure Bryson thought one of his receivers was going to go long. Unfortunately, it did not happen, and it was an easy interception for Finn McLean. The cheerleaders are still doing their thing. The student section is still trying to make some noise, although we do see a few of the fans heading toward the exit.
Traffic.
Yep.
Well, Joe, I mean, and we have a Coca-Cola player of the game to name.
Well, unlike last week where I was on the fence, I wasn't sure. I've got a guy that I'm strongly considering. I'm certainly willing to listen to your argument if you feel differently. But I know who I would give the ball to, the game player of the game to. But obviously we'll
see.
Listen to your recommendation as well. Second down and 7 for the Central Catholic Knights. The handoff to Kane. Kane breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle into Logansport territory down at the 49-yard line. He's going to be 3 yards short of the first down. So third down and 3, 49-yard line. They need to get to the 46. The Berries take their second charge timeout. They have 1 left. Now the question is, if Central Catholic gets stopped and the Berries take a timeout, do the Knights maybe go for it and go for the kill shot on 4th down, or do they punt it away? Obviously, they'll make that null and void if they can pick up this first down on 3rd down, but that's a interesting decision for Central Catholic, especially with a punt blocked earlier in the game from Lauren Taylor that resulted in a touchdown. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm getting ahead of myself with this. It's get this 3rd down stop.
I'm just so nervous about the stop, Joe, because Central Catholic has just probably frankly been the better team for the whole game. If you're looking at the whole game as a whole, and so you would think they'll be able to pick up this 3 and say, hey, let's just pick up 3 and go home. Would be a big road win for them. But still, as a Berry, we need Mike and the mechanics to come out and give us that miracle.
3rd down and 3. Lafayette Central Catholic has it at the Berry 49-yard line. The handoff to Meister. Meister is going to be hit in the backfield, and he is going to be tackled. Lauren Taylor brings him down. And the Berries take their 3rd and final charge timeout. 53.6 seconds to go. No gain on the play. Sets up 4th down and 3. And here's what I was talking about, Dave. What does Central Catholic do?
I don't know.
First down wins the game for them, but if you get stopped, Logansport has a shorter field. And again, just needing a field goal, even though it's into the wind. Dylan's got a very strong right leg.
I think that they should go for it, Joe, because they proved that they can stop Logansport in kind of the open field here in a half a field. I don't know if a field goal is going to win this game, because field goals are kind of hard to come by, especially when the gusts come up. I mean, what are you calling? I think I'm going for it if I'm LCC.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that they do go for it, and I'm hoping the Berries come up with a stop here on 4th down and 3.
There you go.
This is why coaches don't sleep at night when they Every decision is scrutinized and second guessed. If it works, man, what a call! And if it doesn't work, it's like, what are you doing, coach? So
the problem with the punt on this level is it can be a really bad punt, like it never happened anyways. So it's like,
well, Metzger now is the punter, the quarterback as well. So he's in the shotgun, so he could easily do a little pooch kick as well. So we'll see, as Logansport does not have anyone back, and maybe use that field turf and get a little bounce.
I think they're doing a crossing pattern to get the necessary yardage.
Well, Gutwein is in the slot, and he's been their big play receiver here in this fourth quarter especially. So now Jackson Kane comes in motion. Now 3 receivers to the right side of the field. So Central Catholic has given every indication that they're going to go for it. And now maybe they were just trying to draw the Berries offside or try and give them something to think about. So they will take a timeout. Play clock was running down to about 14 seconds. So...
And I'm sure that Coach Johnson was like, don't you dare flinch,
right.
no matter what you do, because I saw him fired up about something. And you're right, Joe, if that was indeed trying to get him to jump, that the Berries players would maybe not have a locker if they were to move an inch.
You might be right there. So credit the Berries with doing that. So, again, the luxury of having their punter and as their quarterback, and they're used to that shotgun snap.
Yeah.
Just a little snap, kick it away, and the Berries obviously have 11 men committed to getting a stop on fourth down. They won't have anyone back to return the kick if they do decide to pooch kick. And as you've talked about, and we've talked about many years since this turf was installed here, that's a very active turf. It can take a bounce and can take a big bounce. So we'll see what Central Catholic chooses to do. But they might. We'll see what happens on 4th down and 3. So here's your ball game for Central Catholic, and now the quarterback is under center. I think they may try to draw the Berries offside once again. We'll see, and now we're going to get another timeout. And I didn't think you could take multiple timeouts
in a row.
I wasn't sure about that. Well, if you down in Sao Paulo, Brazil, the Dale Lyles and Alan James Green Bay Packers are trailing the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles on top 14-12. Saquon Barkley with a couple of touchdowns for the Eagles. So, as a Detroit Lion fan, I'm hoping for the Packers to lose, because I think them and the Bears are going to be the Lions' main competition in the NFC North. I think the Vikings may take a half step back. I think the Bears are going to be vastly improved. What Green Bay did last year, going into Dallas in the playoffs and winning, I think they're definitely a factor. So, it wouldn't break my heart. Alan, Dale, I love you guys, but I hope your Packers lose tonight, because my Lions need all the help we can get.
Yep, Joe's got the microphone now, and that means Detroit Lions Central in the house.
And if I'd have known it was Jersey Shore night, I'd have worn my Amon Ross St. Brown jersey.
I'd have worn my esports jersey.
You should have done that. So we'll see.
Didn't think of it.
Again, Central Catholic giving every indication
this is it.
that they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 3. And they hand off. Gutwein breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds short of the first down.
No, he was not.
The official standing right there on the sideline, Dave Packard. He is positioning that they are short of the first down.
It looked like that the offensive runner
he did. But he
ran over him, but he must have been out of bounds when he did the biggest.
Just like the dude from the Ravens last night had his toe in the back of the end zone, negating the tying touchdown. So they say he stepped out of bounds at the 47, and the Berries will take over on downs. First down and 10, 52 seconds to go. They're out of timeouts. But again, a field goal wins it. And I think for Dillon to have any chance, I think we got to get down to about the 15-yard line, which means about 40 yards. So we'll see if the Berries can come up with 40 yards worth of offense in 52 seconds. Again, the clock stops on every first down. So back to pass. A fly pattern for Hippolyte. Hippolyte is open, and the pass is going to be incomplete. That should be interference, as the defender never made a play on the ball. The fans are screaming. The coaching staff is screaming. That has to be, Dave. I hardly ever. I hate to criticize officiating, Dave, but he did not. The defender did not ever make a play on the ball. Collided with Hippolyte. Surprised at that one. I know officials don't want to determine the game; they want the players to decide it. But wow!
And the ball was close enough because it hit the defender in the back of the foot. a full running defender. So the ball pretty on target.
Well, the Berries had a tough call at the end of the first half. They've been able to overcome that. I've got another tough call here in the second half. See if they can overcome this one. Her under heavy pressure, rolling out to his left. The pass. It's caught by Deegan Kitchell. We'll have a first down inside the 40.
What are we going to do? Spike it? We're going to run a quick play?
Down to the 36-yard line. There is a flag down, so there is a flag back.
The clock
at
stops.
The 44-yard line. And it looks like it's going to go against Logansport. I thought I saw the official pointing, and it's going to be.
Oh, no.
I didn't see the indication. Almost like, was it illegal shift or maybe unsportsmanlike conduct? I'm not sure what the penalty was, but that wipes out a big first down to Deegan Kitchell. And I just caught the tail end of the signal. I don't know if he's calling it an illegal shift or it almost looked like he was giving the indication of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. No, it's not just an illegal shift. So,
wow.
I just caught the tail end of that. So, a 5-yard penalty, the Matt Lang penalty tracker. Penalty number 7 for the Berries for 40 yards.
Oh, boy, that was big.
Yes, it was. So, 2nd down and 15. So, not only do they lose the yardage,
clock is running.
The clock restarts. I thought after a penalty, the clock stopped.
32 seconds.
Yep. So see if the Bears maybe go another fly pattern with Hippolyte or Deegan Kitchell. The pass. What a catch by Deegan Kitchell as it was behind him. Now he was stopped short of the first down, so the clock continues to run. So Logansport needs to get to the line of scrimmage and clock it. It's 3rd down, but they have no choice, Dave. They have to spike the football. Yes, it's going to result in 4th down, but time was going to run out anyway, so they had no choice. They have to do that. And it's a makeable 4th down, 4th and 3.
And really, they need a big play with 14 seconds left anyways. Obviously, they could probably get out of bounds or break open for something. I mean, they could win with a field goal. They could get in the field goal range, but with 14 seconds, Joe, this is 4th down and 15. I mean, this is just the biggest play of the game.
Unfortunately, they've not updated the scoreboard clock. Dave, it's 4th and 3, so they only need to get to the 43-yard line, so they could potentially run the ball on 4th down, but they will throw it. Her under pressure, heavy pressure, and he is going to be brought down. And credit Central Catholic with some great coverage in the secondary at that time, Dave. Her had time, but there was nobody open. He tried to escape. He did temporarily, but then the protection broke down, and give the Knights credit. They made the play when they had to, and that big illegal shift penalty wiping out the first down. Comes back to haunt the Berries.
And that is rough. As her kind of had nowhere to throw and tried to look towards maybe a screen and nothing was there and just kind of got intruded upon there. But a good effort by the Berries. Obviously, we had a rough first half, able to battle back and make it exciting. But it is all over now.
7.1 seconds to go, so victory formation for the Knights. They simply have to take a knee, and they will get out of here with a hard-fought victory. And so even though it wasn't a conference game, the Berries' first Hoosier Conference opponent was a memorable game. The Berries will come up just short, 23-21. But I thought they did a much better job defensively in that second half. Didn't allow as many big plays, but those 2 long touchdown passes, the Knights will take a knee. And that will do it. Our final score, Lafayette Central Catholic 23, Logansport 21. We will step aside for a break. When we return, we will have our postgame show live from Logansport. That was a heck of a game. Heck of a game.
Wow, YouTube, you saw a pretty good one there.
I would like to know that illegal shift penalty. I didn't see it. I'm not saying it didn't happen.
We can go back and watch it at home.
I didn't see it. Now, he was talking with one of either Chris DeValier or Caden Walker, so one of either the wing back or the running back. I'm just curious. I'm not saying it was not a bad call. I didn't see it, so obviously because I was watching the pass downfield.
So we're going to talk after. I mean, obviously we're broadcasting on the stream. That's my player of the game. Interesting.
Wait.
I was considering these guys too, but not that I'm opposed.
Thank you very much, Alan James. Welcome back to a disappointed LMH Stadium as the fans slowly make their way from the stadium. They saw one heck of a football game, and as we mentioned a couple times throughout the broadcast, Dave, that's one heck of an opponent the Berries came up against, just short, 23-21. Credit Lafayette Central Catholic for coming into a hostile territory and getting the win.
Yeah, both teams kind of on highs from their early season victories, but Central Catholic came into here not easy in front of the home crowd and really kind of, I think, surprised the Berries a little bit in the beginning. Yeah, obviously those two huge, wide open kind of chunk plays in the first half helped them build that lead, and I think the Berries defense definitely got better in the second half, didn't allow those, but it is just really impressive, and they were just really sharp on offense, good enough on defense to get us tonight.
And I wonder how much that controversial play toward the end of the first half when the Berries thought maybe a unnecessary roughness penalty could have been called on Caden Walker, did that give them motivation? You said at the time that could motivate them. Perhaps it did. It was a different Berry team in the second half, played much better than they did in that first half. It's all about halftime, obviously all about adjustments. The credit the Berries for playing a better second half. Didn't allow those chunk plays that they did in the first half. But Central Catholic, that 81-yard touchdown drive in the third quarter was huge. The only score of the second half, but it was enough to give the Knights a 2-point win.
Yeah, it was very contentious. There's some, maybe some fouls that could have went either way that could have affected the game. But one team's got to, win and one team's got to lose, and sometimes the ball just kind of bounces like that. But win not as big of a factor as we thought it would be, and the Berries didn't have the good fortune of playing against a team like this before this, and so it could have went either way, and Logansport hopefully will get them next time.
All right, we will step aside for a break. We will, when we return, we will have the Coca-Cola player of the game and talk with Logansport coach Mike Johnson. Once again, our final score, Lafayette Central Catholic 21, Logansport 21. There's more to come live from Logansport.
I'm good with your.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty good line.
And that punt that you talked about, that set them back as well. That was big too. That allowed them to get that short field. So.
I mean, I like that line too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I could be talking to that.
I mean,
the way he played defense, and those numbers are eye-popping. I could go with that. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew he was big, but Yeah, let's do that if you're okay with that.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Alan James, thank you very much. Welcome back to LMH Stadium. And still a lot of people have hung around. They're disappointed, not with the effort, obviously. This Barry's team gave a valiant effort against a very quality opponent, Lafayette Central Catholic. Coach Johnson told you in the pregame show he thought this might be one of the 2 toughest teams on the schedule. I certainly hope so, because if there's any better teams, I don't want to see them. But no, Lafayette Central Catholic is legit.
Oh, definitely, Joe. Anybody who says, get out of the NCC, so you don't have to play tough teams, that's not the case. And we knew that. The coaches knew that. And Central Catholic was able to come in here with a ruckus crowd and against a good team and come out with the win. They were sharp. And they played well. And, I mean, I'd say they could have been a little bit more sportsmanlike about some of the stuff. But overall, not a, dirty game by any means. And, the Berries are going to learn a lot, I think, from this one.
Yep. So Coach Johnson is making his way, making the long walk up the stands. He would have been here a couple minutes ago, but he's got a lot of well-wishers that want to say hi to the coach. And,
where's he at?
And wish him well. I believe he's coming around.
Okay, so he's
around
actually,
the bend, so he should be knocking on the door. And there he is. And Coach Mike Johnson, welcome, making the long walk. Boy, that was a tough one. You knew how good they were, and as advertised.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're celebrating down here. I'm like, we just lost a ball game, and they're celebrating something, so I don't know. Somebody got asked to the prom, maybe. I don't know.
That could be, promposal.
But, yeah, I'm proud of our guys. We could have gotten away early, but we battled back. We were down 17-7 at half, down by 10. And we came out, and I thought finally found some offensive, answers, and then made some plays. And then defensively, I thought we made pretty good plays throughout the night. But we gave up some big plays on some busted coverages that will hurt us. But I told them this is week 3. I said, do we get 10? Right? We guaranteed 10. So we knew it was going to be a learning experience for us.
And I just want to mention, you just mentioned those kind of at least 2 plays where they had a wide open guy. Was that what kind of happened with our defense, or did they kind of pull off real good tricks there? Or?
Well, I mean, it was something we probably haven't worked on enough. They they execute, they know how to do that, but just busted coverage, something that we could fix, and then hopefully we will. But it's a learning lesson, so they're very good at what they do. That's why they're successful really in any athletic team that they have.
Now, late in the first half, Caden Walker was thrown out of bounds. Maybe it was a little bit late. You guys were fired up. Did that maybe motivate you guys in the halftime, or not really?
I don't know. I mean, some of the coaches, it was definitely, I thought, late hit out of bounds. They missed lots of calls, but, you got to keep playing, and so you can't, yeah, it was definitely. But no, the whole goal was, we said we knew it was going to be tough, and there was going to be, this is going to be a learning experience, and so we have to try to, solve these problems. And we did. I thought we went in, and we hadn't seen the 6-2 defense. We hadn't practiced against it, so we came in, we went in, and we made some adjustments with some other things. We were able to hit the tight end and got the ball in the quarterback's hands and gave ourselves a chance to, maybe win a ball game.
Now,
when we play, they missed they missed a couple field goal attempts, right? And then we blocked one, and then, we got the ball back late. Caden Walker makes a great hit on their receiver, knocks the ball free, or would have been a first down. So, you can go look at all kinds of big plays that, defensively I thought we made all night.
Now, late in the game, you hit Deegan Kitchell on a first down. They called it back. Did you see the illegal shift that they called?
I did not. That was on the other side of the field. Of course, it's always on their side. I told the quarterback, hey, that's on us because we got to make sure everybody's set. Don't snap the ball until everybody's set. So that's the first thing. So, illegal motion, we got to make sure everybody's set. Unless he flinched, I don't know. But unfortunately, yeah, because we needed a field goal, didn't we?
Yep.
Well, a couple things on the stat sheet. You got Bryson, her 12 completions for 137 yards. Pretty good there. And Deegan Kitchell had 9 targets, 8 receptions for 114 yards. Who do you give the game ball to tonight from your perspective, just seeing kind of the whole game?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. But, I'm certainly Deegan Kitchell, Chris Anthony, Caden Walker. Those guys stand out. But I'm sure there's some probably, you don't get to see the linemen a lot. Lauren Taylor had a lot of pressure. pressures, and and Deegan blocks. He did block a field goal attempt, and so it's hard to tell. Probably one of the seniors, but I have to go back and watch film before I do that.
I do think that your seniors, had very great moments. I mean, we talked about Deegan, but Kyle Rosie he's always big. It seems like in every game, Chris Martinez got in there. It seemed like every time I looked at a name that was making a play, they were seniors, and that's good for your leadership, I think.
Right, and it's what you expect. So there's a learning experience against a very quality team. So it's nice that Chris Martinez is able to get in there and spell some of our guys and get Lauren Taylor a break. And give one of our fullbacks and let Baldini a break to get off the field. So it's good somebody that really he was kind of a JV player and then played a little bit of varsity last year in the offensive line. Comes on and can really help us on the defensive side. But I really also thought for the most part, other than those blown coverages, our coverage wasn't too bad. I thought our guys did a good job trying to mix it and disguise it and hide it from them. But they're it's nothing that they haven't seen before.
All right, Coach. Well, we greatly appreciate your time as always. And third road game next week at Benton Central. After that, just one road game. So you're going to have a lot of home games to end the season.
Yep, we're ready to get back home and stay. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Coach.
Of the Logansport Berries, disappointed with the final score, but not disappointed with the effort. He knows how good. He told you in the pregame how good they were. We saw them tonight how good they were, and they came up just short. Curious. I should have asked him how comfortable was he with Dillingham. Where did he think he had a makeable range in the wind? I would think within 35 yards was possible. And let's let Clay get out the door here.
As we look kind of at the scoring throughout the game, I want to go over just kind of a little bit of stats here. The first quarter, each team had 7. And then the Knights had that big second quarter, 10-0. Logansport won or tied on every quarter except for that second quarter where they just didn't get any points, and that's what ends up kind of costing them. Even a 3 there would have put them up towards the end. We got Bryson. Her had a pretty good night for his limited throwing, especially in the first half. He had 12 completions off 20 attempts for 137 yards. And had a touchdown there, did throw a pick. And Deegan Kitchell, I thought, was great. 9 targets, 8 receptions, 114 yards. Chris Anthony Devalier and Caden Walker gave you stuff that they normally do, which is very impressive stuff. But just tough. Each team had 15 first downs. But if we look at the rushing attempts and yards, the Knights went 29 for 108 yards. And the Berries went 34 for just 84 yards. And then in the passing game, 36 throws for the Knights for 256 yards, more than 100 and about 15 more than the Berries. So just beat them on both sides of the ball. Very impressive win.
Time now for the Coca-Cola player of the game, and I had a kid in mind, and then I saw the stats, Dave Packard, and you had it underlined, and there's no question, based on the numbers, the guy I was thinking about was a big part of their success, but I think the biggest part of their success tonight was the middle linebacker and the tight end, Deegan Kitchell.
Yeah, Deegan Kitchell, I mean, there's a few guys that could have got it, but, Deegan continues to make big plays over the course of this season. We're calling his name. I referred to him once as the Travis Kelce. He's a guy that can go out and get you a big completion, a big guy, but he's also a guy that can terrorize a defense or an offense, I guess, on defense. So Deegan can do it on both sides of the ball. Played really great football tonight, and I think he deserves that Coca-Cola player of the game. Coach
Johnson talked about his work on special teams with a block and 8 catches, 114 yards. That's a good night for a pro receiver, let alone someone in high school. That number just jumped out at me, 8 for 114. He had to get the nod. Bryson Herr certainly could have made a case for him the way he held up under pressure, made a big punt, a couple of big punts into the wind. But Deegan Kitchell, our Coca-Cola player of the game for his work on offense, defense, and special teams. And, oh, by the way, he's a heck of a kid with a brilliant GPA, so that kid's got quite a future.
Yeah, he looks like a guy, I don't get to spend much time around him, but he looks like a guy that's fun to be around. Yep. And congratulations to him, and also just a quick thanks to Mike Johnson for always coming up win or lose and being so gracious with his time before and after the game.
And our Comfort Keepers halftime guests, so that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, Mark Rakup and Randy Hayes, a couple big kind of Batman enthusiasts down there in downtown. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of just a block away from the city building. There's Adam West on the outside, but what they've done on the inside, I think, is really awesome, especially for kind of a blood, sweat, and tears operation where they did most of the work themselves. And hopefully around Halloween, there'll be some Batman heroes and villains coming to Logansport. And I was pretty excited to hear it's not just the 60s Batman, even though, there will be a big theme that way. He's going to have something for every Batman fan. So maybe a bat signal someday.
That's right.
So very excited.
Well, a pretty cool moment to end our night here. As we mentioned, it was a Jersey Shore night where the student section wore jerseys and the cheerleaders wore the road jerseys for their Logansport Berries. So Bernice, the cheerleader, had number 48. And Deegan Kitchell's number 48, so they posed for a picture after the game. So a couple of 48s taking pictures. So just a pretty cool night. Everything but the finish, Dave. It was a good night of football, and the Berries came up just 2 points short.
Yeah, and I mean, the Berries got into a deficit there early, and that can happen when you play a team you haven't played before that's as skilled as this Lafayette Catholic team. The Berries turned it around in the second half, and everybody should be really proud about it. You really can't be as mad as other losses when you make, maybe a couple huge mistakes in the first half, not really any in the second half, and you barely lose to a good team. I mean, that's just sports in general. So heads held high, and we'll see if we can sweep the rest of the games this season.
All right, that will do it. Here from LMH Stadium in Logansport, once again, our final score, Lafayette Central Catholic 21, Logansport 21. Our next broadcast on AM 1230, FM 94.9, WSAL Logansport will be next Friday night. We make the long trip to Benton County to take on Benton Central. 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll be on the air with the Mike Anderson Auto Group pregame show at about 6:45. Special thanks to Echo Simpson for a fabulous night of weather. I'm going to enjoy this fall weather this weekend, Echo, and I'll be thinking of that when it's 90 degrees next Friday in Benton Central. But thank you to Echo for her outstanding work. As always, thank you to Coach Johnson, and thank you to our halftime guests, Mark Rakoper and Randy Hayes. So, for all of those fine people and Dave Packard, this is Joe Stetz wishing you a fabulous football evening. Thank you, Echo. You are the best. Can you maybe make it 80 instead of 90 next Friday? But,
thank you, Echo, so much.
This weather was fabulous tonight. Thank you for your great work.
I miss you in your motivational speaking in the broadcast.